freeze.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less your Paisito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with hoops and the Heat to beat the Nets by a final score of 126-110. Miami will play the back end of their back-to-back tonight in Charlotte. Tip-off is at 7. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And tomorrow the Canes will wrap up their regular season when they host Louisville. Tip-off is at 2 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard on WQAM. Over to the Panthers, who fell to Columbus 4-2. The Cats will head to Detroit for the back end of their back-to-back. The puck drops at 7, and the game can be heard on 560 AM. And the baseball, the Canes will begin a 3-game series at Boston College tonight. The first pitch is at 7 for Mark Light. The Marlins will continue spring training against the Mets. Their first pitch is at 7:10 from Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. And in the World Baseball Classic, though, their first game's in Miami today. The Netherlands and Venezuela will play at noon, and Nicaragua and the Dominican will play at 7 from Lone Depot Park. And Joe, we had a slow start here from Ohtani.
Yeah, go ahead. Hit me with that. That was amazing. Go ahead.
They're in the second inning.
Okay.
Heading towards the third here. He has 3 hits, 5 RBIs, and a grand slam. Slow start over there.
We spent like the last 3 days talking about he might be the most dominant player in any sport right now, and then we kind of said, no, he actually is. And even though if that's up for debate, how good he is. And
tough start for Chinese Taipei.
They're going, we have to open with these guys.
This is kind of silly. It looks like batting practice.
The ace of the Dodgers is out, and it's not Shohei Ohtani, by the way, pitching. It's
second inning. It says batters 15, hits 7.
Yeah.
10 run. I mean, it's a mess.
Yeah, 7 hits, 2 extra base hits, 10 runs, 4 walks. Yeah. Hey, man, if you don't take this thing seriously and because the difference, and I was just watching, I thought it was pretty interesting how the Japanese treat this tournament versus United States, who, has got a good chance, got a really good team, but some of the pitchers have been told by their teams they can only pitch so much, the aces of these staffs, and they got some great pitchers, obviously, a bunch of them, but hey, man, you're paying these guys a lot of money on these teams, and you're going, hey, I don't want you wearing these guys out, man. This is middle of spring training, man, where they're just like getting 2 innings in. Now, I know they started early and they've been working up to get ready to go, but, boy, I'll tell you what, as good as this tournament is, and I say this about all these events, as good as it is, and it's great, man. It is great. All these countries, and there's so much pride, especially in where baseball is so big, and we talk about the 4 or 5 different places where it's huge, like Japan, and it's just, you don't want your guy to get hurt, man. It's like, go play, can't wait, win it for the country, but man, don't come back hurt. Like, your country ain't paying you $40 million a year. We are here, one of the teams here. So anyway, we got a lot of stuff to get to here this morning. I'm trying not to jump ahead because the Panthers last night. We got the trade deadline today. Probably going to be a couple of guys. It won't be the core. I heard Paul Maurice after the game, we're not getting rid of the core, but we might be making some moves as a couple of guys were out of the lineup last night. Panthers, another loss to Columbus, 4 in a row at Detroit. Doesn't get any easier tonight. And they're 10 points back and not making any kind of move right now with the way they're playing. Just it's a beaten-up team, and they're missing some key pieces, and it's just not great right now. Heat, 5 games in a row now. First time since December. They've been 5 games over, and they're going to pick it up in competition after beating up on a Brooklyn team, which, by the way, that's what they're supposed to do. Brooklyn's not very good with 15 wins. I've lost a bunch of games, but a nice 16-point win last night with Kel'el Ware picking it up, 16 and 11, 7 blocks last night. It's amazing, Spo, when you let him play. Hey, man, maybe everybody wasn't so stupid saying this against one of the best coaches in the NBA. Maybe it took Bam to say, hey, coach, Spo, I need Kel'el Ware out there, man, with me. He needs to play. He needs to play. Let him go. 32 minutes last night. Anyway, besides all that, Canes basketball going for their 25th win tomorrow, 2 o'clock at Louisville. Hey, maybe the best story in town. Maybe, matter of fact, maybe the 2 best basketball stories. That story over at Nova and all the wins they've had, and of course the Canes basketball team going for their 25th win tomorrow, 2:00 against Louisville. Jay Lucas and that team is, hey man, they're chasing that football team right now, man, with the story. And I know they got a long way to go to get a chance to go to the finals. Not saying it's a finals team, but what a first year, man. What a first year. What a great year it's been. All right, let's get to the big elephant in the room here. All right, can we get to it? Oh, there it is, just coming in right now. This Tua thing is all over the place, and I just want to, I've kind of listened to everybody, and he's going to go to the Jets, and he's going to go here, and now the latest report is not only are we not going to get a draft pick back, even throwing in money if we were to trade him, we would have to give up a high draft pick. So one of the reports now is one of the general managers at the Combine said, we were thinking about telling them, give up your first-round pick, which is 11th overall, and we consider picking up most of Tua and most of that contract. Not all of it, but a lot of it we'll pick up for a first-round pick. Like, that ain't going to happen. So, and I want to get into this whole thing with John Eric Sullivan, who knew what he was getting into. None of this is a surprise, by the way. Everybody goes, oh, the Dolphins surprised to find out there's nobody's interested in trading for Tua with a $54 million salary in the way he played last year. And that thing that hangs over him every time he gets hit, called a concussion. All those things. And the way he threw the ball last year. Look, nothing like 2023. Let's be really honest with each other, man. I don't know what some of the rest of the league and some of our media members at different places, from NFL Network out in LA to some of the other places. I get they're trying to be nice. He wasn't very good last year, man. He got benched for a reason. Mike didn't just have a bad day and bench him after that Monday Night Football game. And I know Mike's been taking his share of hits, and some of it deserving, no question, starting with leadership of the team. Raheem Mostert was right on the money with what we've all thought for a couple years. Trying to be one of the guys. You can't be a head coach and be one of the guys. You can't be teammates. But one thing Mike is not getting ripped for what he did with what he had for Tua. And when he lost it, and he lost it, by the way, before Tyreek got injured. So don't throw that thing about Tyreek, and he lost Tyreek, and they had more problems. One of the problems that too deep thing is such a problem is because of Tua. That's when that too deep thing became a problem. I mean, this whole thing going back to, wow, oh my gosh. And I'm hearing people telling me yesterday, oh my gosh, this poor general manager, John Eric Sullivan must be shocked that he can't trade Tua. Why would he be shocked? Of course he knows. Of course he knew. They're just trying to see if somebody will trade for him, but they're not giving up a high draft pick. This thing's going to be built on high draft picks. And this first draft, nobody understands it more than John Eric Sullivan, the general manager. He understands it. Yeah. JES understands it, man. He gets the whole deal. He understands. And so why we're talking about this stuff, and he might go there and he might go, hey man, he probably is. I've been saying he's if he gets released, somebody's going to pick him up on a minimum wage contract, whatever it is for that. He's got $54 million. We're going to pay him coming in. We're going to have to pay it. But we're not surprised. Not surprised, not only about the amount of money that he's not worth that we have paid because of the contract, and I'm not going to get in. There's no reason. I saw Mike Florio said we should fire Chris Kerr twice. And I thought it was funny, but I'm not going to do it because I haven't had a great relationship with Chris Kerr, so there's no reason for me to go through this again and do that and dogpile, and everybody jumps on. I get it. I mean, he's gone. He's out of the picture. We got a new sheriff in town here running the show. But John Eric Sullivan's not surprised. He didn't go into his coaches and go, man, I can't believe it. Not only nobody wants to trade for him, not even a 7th-round pick they won't give us. They're going, are you kidding me? 7th-round pick. We're giving you a 7th-round pick and pick up some or any of that salary. Are you kidding? Hell, we want you to still pay money and give us your 1st-round pick to make that move. And so everybody's going, oh, my God. Well, we ain't giving up the 11th pick. I don't know a lot, but I know one thing. John Eric Sullivan's not giving up a 1st-round pick, the 11th overall pick. If we're going to be bad, we're going to at least get what bad teams get, a higher pick to get a really good player, or at least do something with that 11th pick if you think you can get something more for it, move down and pick up another pick or whatever John Eric Sullivan might be thinking. But he's not surprised by any of this stuff. Tua going here, Tua going there. He's going to end up somewhere. I agree. I'd be careful, though. First of all, his ass to be coming in for a workout before I sign him. I want to find out what the hell happened to that arm. And by the way, the world got to see it because he was really bad on nationally televised games. In case you missed a Thursday night football game, he was awful. And a Monday night football game, he was awful before the 4th quarter when we were down like 28 points. But, yeah, they've seen it. And I'm guessing they want to know, like, hey, what's going on? And, and then everybody's got their theory about Tua. Is confidence gone? Physically, when you lose, just so you know, this is pretty standard in sports. Physically, when you don't play like you used to and you can't do things like you used to before injuries or even concerns about getting hit, which has got to be in the back of his head. He's been told by everybody's brother, you got to protect yourself. You can't get hit in the head again because that's going to be it. Well, pretty serious things on his behalf, yeah. But it's going to start to affect you physically and how you play. And I think that's pretty obvious because the 2023 Tua and the guy that's trying to get a job here in 2026, I don't know who hey, man, is that his little brother or something that's playing or trying to play? I don't know who it is. I don't recognize him, man. So don't be surprised all this stuff that's going on. And I apparently some of our fan base and some of our media members around the country, and he's just got to get in the right system. Really, what's the right system? An all-star team? Like, what's that? 5 all-pro offensive linemen, all-pro tight end, 3 all-pro wide receivers, like make-believe team you put together? They're blaming Mike McDaniel. Like,
won't you be relieved when it's over?
Yes.
This thing. Ah, man.
It is. It
because
is.
I got an opinion. Like I saw, I guess
Everybody.
Ron Armstead was talking about, just keep them.
Keep them, yeah. And
Omar's got a different opinion every single day.
But it's amazing that all of a sudden everybody thinks Tua's going to be better if you just keep him, and all of a sudden Mike's gone. Now people are going all the way around going, Mike didn't do him any favors. What do you mean? Whatever Mike had him throwing with all those little short passes, because that's all he thought he could throw.
I give Tua credit, though. You talk about a guy who's good at laying low.
What's he going to do? Is he going to come
out
and say?
The only thing I've heard from Tua.
Is he going to come out and what's he going to come out and rip Mike?
No, but the only thing we've seen or heard from Tua is that fake picture of him looking like he was 50 pounds heavier.
I haven't seen that.
You didn't see the AI photo of Tua?
No.
Oh, man. I'll have to show you that one. That's we talk about AI photos.
Yeah.
That thing got a few people.
Yeah. So listen, man, I'm not in the make believe and trying to make guys shorter arms and make them fat and whatever, and put them, all the things. And somebody called me one day and said that somebody wrote up something about me being dead, and I was getting phone calls. Marino, he calls me. Dan Marino calls. He's had it happen 3 times. Have you seen his? He and his wife are in plane accident and like there's.
I didn't see those.
Oh yeah, those are out there.
Twitter's gotten out of hand, man.
So anyway,
it's ugly out there.
No, I was. We're
gonna get that picture up for you though.
That's
the only thing I've seen of Tua all offseason.
I got Celebration of Life one night about a month ago, and my phone started ringing. And it was my engineer for the football games, and called me. Like, first of all, if I was dead, I don't know what he would be calling my phone for.
Oh, they
if it
thought
was
you were
true.
dead?
Yeah, it said I got killed.
Where was this?
I don't know where it popped up, and then somebody sent it to me so I could see it. And
How'd you die?
I don't remember.
Is it
I don't
something
remember.
cool?
But I got to tell you, my boy called me. So Dan calls me, and I go, dude, I'm at a celebration of life actually for somebody else who just died. And I go, I'm still here with my family. He goes, oh, dude, I didn't think, I figure I would have heard something, but he had heard from somebody else. Said, hey, man, you might want to check. Did something happen? Yeah, there's a lot of junk out there, man. There is
I didn't know about that one with you.
But getting back to the Tua thing, more importantly, man, there's all kinds of stuff. And I get it. Everybody's trying to get out in front of where he's going to go. And is he better off going? He's going to go to a dome team because he can't throw anymore, stay out of the cold weather. Jets are super interested in him because he's 8-0 against the Jets. Everybody's 8-0 against the Jets. They haven't been very good. All right. Anyway, we got to go to break here, man. But, yeah, it's latest, of course, is Tua. They'd have to throw in a first-round pick to take almost all of the money, the $54 million, for that 11th pick. There's no way, Woody. We're not giving up that. We've been waiting. When you're bad, you deserve that pick. We're not just going to go, yeah, we were bad last year. We got the 11th pick, and we're just going to give it away because we want to dump this money and get rid of Lefty. Hey, we got a lot more stuff to get to here on a Friday. I'm sorry, man. I wasn't planning on this, but my gosh, man, I've been getting Tua to death. And then
You may be the happiest person in the market when he leaves.
I didn't say that.
Well, no, just because you don't have to get asked about it anymore. It might be a very nice relief for you, I would imagine.
I'm really curious to see how it plays out for him, because I know some people would love for him to go someplace and have success and come off the bench and start like 7 games in a row, go 5-2, throw a lot of pick it up, and like Minnesota or Atlanta, go to one of those teams got a lot of weapons, and he takes over, and all the Tua lovers can go, see, it wasn't Tua, it was you. Hey, I got to tell you, speaking of you, how about your South Florida Chevy dealers? Boy, you will find a great-looking truck because it is Chevy Truck Month going on right now at your South Florida Chevy dealers. I never seen South Florida Chevy dealers so excited as they are when they finally get to Chevy Truck Month, which means you get great deals on those unbelievable, legendary Chevy Silverado trucks, man. Heavy-duty trucks, light-duty, dependability, always comes standard. Doesn't matter. Whether you work 7 days a week and need that truck to make a living, you need something as durable as you are and works as hard as you do, we got the truck. How about the truck that still enjoys the weekends, huh? For the weekend warrior pulling a boat across 17th Street Causeway in Fort Lauderdale, maybe just towing jet skis to Miami Beach. You're going to feel confident and in command with loads of power, capability, and advanced camera tech. All those things to keep you safe and enjoy your week, a whole full week in that beautiful Silverado truck. Hey, starting to look around for a new truck? Chevy Truck Month's a good time with a great truck, great product we know you're going to love. Hey, stop by this weekend. You got some extra time. We got 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Fall in love, man. Get yourself a Silverado truck. It's Chevy Truck Month going on right now. Hey, happy Friday to everybody out there just getting up with us this morning. Got some good news, a lot of good stuff going on. Matter of fact, get ready for Sunday night into Monday when free agency is going to start. Teams can start talking to free agents, which means deals are going to be done. March 11th, they're supposed to be signed deals, but as we know, if you've been following this, it happens earlier. Matter of fact, probably some deals done going on at the combine when the agents, top agents, were meeting with general managers. They were all there. All the stuff behind the scenes you couldn't see on NFL Network and ESPN was going on. And so we're going to see a lot more guys. We're going to see more trades. Saw DJ Moore, wide receiver from Chicago, going to the Buffalo Bills for a second-round pick. And so DJ is now going to be the number one receiver. That was a big one. Jonnu Smith got released. Actually, a lot of guys getting released. I just brought up Jonnu because he was here. I'm guessing he's going to find a home. He's really a good player. Listen, the year he had here was just unbelievable. It just came down to money, and he went and got his money for the year and made a lot more. Now going to be looking for a home, but I expect today and through the weekend, as every team by Wednesday has to be down to $301 million, and some teams are over still right now, so they're making moves and getting rid of players. In fact, not just get to, but get under, so they can jump in the free agent party that's going to be going on here starting up next week. But I expect Monday, man, we're going to have a lot of news to get to here, man. A lot of news of guys getting cut. I think there's going to be more trades, and then on top of that, we'll find out where guys are going to be going. Kyler Murray should be. He's been told he's going to be released, and his name is going to jump there towards the top of the board. It's amazing. See, I saw the good Kyler Murray when he was here, and we tried to blitz him, and he was getting outside and just chewing us up. But haven't been very good in Arizona, man. Again, you don't let franchise quarterbacks go, and maybe it's not all his fault, but he's injured a lot. He's an athletic dude. He's very short, as everybody knows. He's also got almost $37 million guaranteed. But boy, sounds like a lot of teams going to be interested in trying to get him because he has had his moments where he's been really good. So anyway, yeah, just get ready for it. More yesterday. A couple other guys I didn't even mention were released, but Jonnu Smith was one of them from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Trent McDuffie and DJ Moore, big time players. DJ Moore, second on Chicago's team last year. Had a down year, though. Actually didn't come close to the 1,000-yard receptions, 50 for almost 700 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's 28 years old, and he is going to be the number one receiver for the Buffalo Bills because DJ Moore right now is better than all those guys that they have and they've picked up. And nobody, well, maybe Kansas City, has anybody picked up during the course of a season more receivers than the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills? They seem like a guy would go down or go AWOL or not play well, and they just pick up anybody that got cut, they were picking them up. Kansas City or Buffalo. Picked everybody up. Guy got injured, all right, pick another guy up. And it was like, hey, Josh and Mahomes, just make him look good. Just make him look good. So got that going on. We got the NHL trade deadline today at 3 p.m., Sounds like A.J. Greer, don't get too comfortable because he might. Big Bob, maybe. Samaskevich also sitting there with 6 goals, has not taken the next step. I think that the team thought he would as a former first-round pick, that he was going to score more. He's had some opportunities. And again, this is what happens when you got a lot of guys hurt. You're asking guys to step up, and he hadn't been able to do it, man, to where they were hoping he would be. Still a young player. So there could be some guys on the move before 3 o'clock today with the Panthers, although I did hear Paul Maurice say, I'm not worried about it because the core of our guys are going to be together. So Paul Maurice has been told by his general manager that we're going to keep the core together here. And but we'll see. Meanwhile, Another loss last night. I mean, they're down 3-0 and had a chance to go 3-3 in that game, and a goal got called off. But this is just, I mean, they're 63 points, 4 straight losses at Detroit tonight. Detroit's got a really good team sitting there at 77 points. So back-to-back nights are going to play and travel. And 10 points back. Lucky they're not more, really. 10 points back for that last wild card position with 20 games left. And you just kind of hoping there are going to be signs of them kind of going, okay, we know what we need to do, and there hasn't been. I mean, they're down 3-0 there after a couple of periods last night, and you could have turned it off, even though, again, think could have been 3-3. One of the goals got called off that would have tied it up. And the Heat did what they were supposed to do last night. You beat bad teams, man. You beat them. Doesn't matter. They're on the schedule. It counts. I don't want to hear any of that stuff about they haven't beaten anybody. This is not Dolphin talk. This is Heat talk. Bam had 21. Tyler had 25. Kel'el Ware seems to be getting better. Isn't that funny, man, this whole thing? Hey, man, sometimes head coaches are wrong, even really good ones. They're just wrong. And sometimes it takes a really good player on the team to go and openly tell everybody, I went to Spo and told him, I need to play with Kel'el Ware. We need to play together. It's going to work. We need to play together. Back off on the kid. Let's get him his minutes. So we've seen the minutes pick up. 32 minutes last night, a couple of nights of 28 minutes, 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 blocks. 7 blocks. That's 7 shots going up for points that never get to the rim. So big stuff. They outscore because Kel'el Ware, one of the reasons, they outscore a bench last night, 54-34. They win that. So that's a huge number last night. And so now they're getting, the schedule's going to pick up. Charlotte's playing really well. They've got them tonight. Then they come home for Detroit. Detroit has been up and down, even though still probably the best team, what record-wise, if I'm not mistaken, the best team in the East right now. And this thing in Boston's going to get interesting. I was a little surprised to find out they got their best player coming back, or maybe second best player now. Jaylen Brown's playing so well. Everybody thought maybe just sits out. They want to make sure they owe him a lot of money, and they're going, oh, no, hell no. Boston's one of the best stories in basketball. They ripped that apart. They got rid of some guys, and everybody goes, they're going to have a hard time making the playoffs. And Jaylen Brown has stepped up. They got a couple of other guys playing really well. And now all of a sudden, I'd love to see the numbers in Vegas now with them getting a guy that's been top 5, top 10 player now for the last few years coming back. Even though he'll have some rust, he'll have plenty of games to get rid of it and get back as long as he's ready to go. And I always think this, man, whether it's Barkov or anybody else that's really good, and the guy goes, hey, he's passed every test. He's ready to go. I know it's earlier than we thought, but these guys are great athletes. They've been working hard to get back. They're ready to go. And the team looks at the doctor and says, are you sure? Are you sure he's ready? Because we don't want to lose him again next year. Are you sure he's ready? Because if not, we may have to go find a new doctor too.
Since
we're going by you.
The Celtics are plus 900 to win the championship here. You got the Thunder, Nuggets, and Spurs all ahead of them.
Yeah. Spurs a nice little story too. Huh?
Yeah.
Nice little story there.
Thunder are big favorites though, man.
They don't look, I know they've still had some guys, and the big horse is just coming back here. He's only been back for a few games.
You see what he's wearing the other night?
I did. He's got, like he killed about 20 animals to get that thing. He went for the best. I think that guy went to Alaska and just handpicked him up there.
Yeah, that thing was pretty rough.
Yeah. A big fur coat or whatever that thing was. That was huge, man. All right. Hey, Woody, we've got a lot more stuff to get to here as we got a lot going on. World Baseball Classic, Canes basketball going for their 25th win tomorrow, 2:00. I'm guessing the school should be there, man. I'm guessing, Woody, that's you guys going to have a big crowd for that game. Jay Lucas going for his 25th win in his first year as a head coach. Renew, Donaldson, Uday, Washington. Boy, all of a sudden those guys have people starting to talk about national TV, play really well, play as a team, play injured. It's kind of an old school physical team. It really is. Like they limp out. I'm going, oh man, he's going to have to miss it. Guy comes back 2 minutes later, limping off the court, comes right back and plays. So man, that's some old school stuff right there. No question about it. We got a lot more to get to this morning as we continue on. And we'll have more on our general manager getting ready for his first free agent period, although I don't think we're going to be big players. Considering another thing, I see some dumbasses out there making it sound like we're interested in taking all these high-priced free agents. Hello? Anybody home? We don't have any money. Hello? We're trying to get down, not add more. Draft picks, man. Draft picks. Young guys. That's it. Guys on the cheap that got a little bit of playing time in them that are good. We got a few of those guys last year that played pretty well, actually. Recovery Unplugged. Dr. Barry, man, good morning, and thank you so much for the work you do for all my brothers out there that have been off the road a little bit from time to time. We get off the road, man. I know I had all my buddies, all of them that I'm with to this day, all tried to help me when I got a little off the road, and they were wondering if I was ever going to grow up and what the hell was going to happen to Joe Rose. That story is a pretty interesting one. But listen, man, there is a way to get back on the road, and Recovery Unplugged might be what you need. Whether you're going through some hard times, you got in a funk and you can't get out of it, started doing some things you shouldn't be doing, and it's not helping. A new year means fresh starts and new goals and a chance to reset. If your mental health needs a comeback season, Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health is here to help you with a beautiful mental health residential program right here in Fort Lauderdale. They've helped over 20,000 people nationwide with expert care, music-based healing, innovative treatments like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. Make this the year you put yourself first. Call 954-737-4508 or visit, more importantly, recoveryunplugged.com. You can learn a lot about them. New year, new you. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
Text
and listen for 1 hour or more, and you'll have a chance to win. Come back the next day, you get another chance to win. One chance per day. Winner receives airfare for 2-3 nights hotel stay and tickets to Metallica at the Sphere in October. All thanks to Q Prime. For more info, go to Metallica.com. This is a national contest, Joe.
You know, Woody, it really is amazing on and off the air. I know part of it is what I do part of the time with the team, but it is truly incredible. And I understand it. It's a big story in the NFL. Tua, Kyler Murray, and I think even more than Kyler Murray, although I sense that he is going to be a starting quarterback. He's going to get a starting job with somebody, and I can't say that for Tua. But, man, people and all the stuff out all over the board, and NFL Network came out and said Tua, the Jets are looking into Tua being their quarterback. And so, you know, again, they're, every day it's different, and Tua would be good here, and Tua would be good there, and Tua would be a good fit. And then now the story, Tua, you know, you have to throw in one general manager said for me to take Tua and pick up most of that money, they'd have to give me a first-round pick, throw that in, which there's no way John Eric Sullivan, on his behalf, I can just be and say that ain't going to happen. No way. No way that's going to happen. He's getting his money no matter what. Somebody asked me that. I said, listen, man, guaranteed means guaranteed. He's getting that $54 million. And there's going to be a big fat cap hit. You're right. There is. The old dead capper is what we call it. $99 million. The old Jason Taylor, $99 million. It's going to have to be paid back. You have to pay that money back on that credit card, that sports credit card right there. So, but I hear that now. I hear the Jets thing. Somebody, you know, and every day it's something new. It's, well, you know, I would have done it. We're going to just tell the Dolphins, give us a first round pick, and we'll pick up 80% of it, of the money or something. And, well, yeah, for 11th pick in the draft, hell, you got to pick up everything for that. And, but the other one is with the Jets. Look at, man, I appreciate good story, and Tua was sacked 30 times last year, but got rid of the ball a lot. 30 sacks in the games. What he missed the last 3 games. 30 sacks in 14 games. The team had 38 sacks. So they're going, the Jets might be a good fit, which, by the way, right from the start, playing outdoors, playing a lot of those cold games up there in windy weather, I don't think that's a great place for Tua to be, starting with that. And the second part is the Jets quarterbacks got sacked 60 times. 60. So what do you think? Just get rid of the ball quickly? The Jets improved offensive line, at least early in the year. I thought it was pretty good. They ran all over us in that first game, even though we won the game. But, 60 sacks. Jets quarterbacks got sacked 60 times. So, you know, I mean, we can throw out anything you want out there, and I know he was 8-0 against Tua's got a, I guess, undefeated record when he's quarterbacking against the Jets, but I don't know. Everybody's trying to figure this out, and he's got to get back, first of all, closer to the 2023 guy, because he didn't look like him last year. And again, everybody's got a different theory on it. I have mine. I know one, and we all talk about it a lot, and we talk about it. You're doing games, and you're watching, and you see he's making some of these throws, and you're going, something's not right. I mean, he's throwing fluff balls up there, and we call them ducks. Put the quack sound behind them. Quack, 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 for duck hunters. And it's just, those weren't the throws he was making.
If he plays again, can you do that during the next broadcast, please?
No, I can't do those.
That would be fun.
That'd be cruel.
That would be cruel. That's where you draw the line.
That's
okay.
Where I go too far.
Insulting the Ducks, huh?
But you know, and so everybody's got, and every fan. Matter of fact, my wife's going through therapy, and these therapists who go to school for it, and they're going back to the concussions. Like, They're going, hey, man, those were deadly concussions. Those concussions when your fingers are curled up in that. I mean, we learned that in school. And, they're scaring the hell out of me. I was listening to it like, that should have been it. And so some people think it's that, the after effects of concussion. Some think it's because he's been so coached up and programmed to get rid of the ball no matter what. Just get rid of it, slide early, don't worry about first downs, just protect yourself. If the play blows up, don't try to extend the play, just get safe. And you're like, man, you can't play football like that. When I heard that last year ago, it's hard to play football. Sometimes you got to run for a first down. You can't slide 2 yards early. And he did that. What I see was a number. He ran for 1 first down. Think about all the 3rd and 3s and 3rd and 4s you call a pass play, and it's open. And sometimes, listen, he did a good job of getting outside the pocket and buying extra time and trying to throw it. But there are times he tried to outrun guys outside, and those defensive linemen ran his ass down. And he slid early with that baseball slide, not knowing where the first down marker was when you slide, butt first, second base slide, I call it. Not a head first slide, but the normal slide. And so everybody's got a different theory, but I think we all agree that last year he did not look like the guy that played in 2023. I'll just start with that. So we have seen him where he was good enough to get the new contract, whether we should have or not, and obviously it didn't work out. And then there's people that just think he got his money and he just said, screw you. I don't think he would do that. I think there's pride to show everybody, especially when you're still in 26, 27 years old, that you want to show everybody you're worth the money and you are one of the elite guys that can throw it, and he's in the best anticipation thrower. And during the year, we'll have guys come out and go, he's the only guy. He's one of only 2 guys can drop that ball in. And I'm like, false, but okay. But I just, whatever it is, I don't know what you guys think this trade. It's if it is some kind of trade, we're picking up the tab, most of it, no matter what. I am 100% sure our general manager knows that, because he is not throwing in some first or second round pick. He is not throwing in the 11th or 43rd pick in the draft to get rid of a player and still have to pay some money. I mean, we're building this thing. First thing they said, the Green Bay way has always been through the draft. The Green Bay way, I would say, one of 5 teams in the NFL that draft first, man. And they used to get ripped all the time. Green Bay won't get into free agency, and they're always on, seem like a budget, and that used to, and they were like, no, we believe in the draft more than other teams do, and free agency is expensive, and you miss on them, and we'll get free agents, but it's got to be the right guys, and they got the right guy right now when he's healthy with the trade with Dallas. But yeah, man, this whole thing with Tua, I'll be glad when it's over. I will. Woody's right. I will be glad when it's over. And at the same time, I'm curious to see how it ends for him.
This isn't good for your blood pressure, this whole Tua thing.
It's
run its course.
I'm on a big fat high pressure.
I know, but
high pressure
this
blood pressure pill. So
I'll be very pleased when they finally release him, and we don't have to talk about him ever again.
Yeah, man.
That'd be nice.
The conversation does
No, it's exhausting.
Well, the other thing is, because then you got to get into, that he's not a $54 million quarterback, which, by the way, he if he looks in the mirror and the mirror was looking at him, he would know, like, why this happened. He did this. Nobody did this to him. He did this, and I'm not saying it's all his fault. He may be completely shot. What do you think, Woody, before we go to break? You think he lost his confidence as a quarterback last year?
I don't know what happened to him, to be quite honest with you.
I think physically, he's not the same guy.
My thoughts on the Tua thing are, if he really was hurt, like Omar claimed, like everyone seems to think.
Omar thinks his arm was hurt. Yes.
Yeah. So why wouldn't the Dolphins have just said, he's hurt, we're going to shut him down for the rest of the season, and reevaluate.
It's a great point.
They benched him. They basically said, you suck. You're going to be the third string quarterback.
Right.
You're not even good enough to be the backup. Like, you're out.
No, he came out and said Mike's way of ripping him was Quinn Ewers gives us the best chance to win right now.
Huge indictment on him. But if he was actually hurt, why not just say he's hurt? Put him on IR. Let's do something
great point
for the guy to help save
Woody,
face or something.
Woody, great point. That's why I don't, when everybody says something's wrong with his arm and he's hurt, and by the way, you won't see him before the game. If you get there early and you're coming out to watch Tua kind of throw it around like Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers do, you'll notice those are only two guys out there, because he doesn't come out. He just comes out and basically soft tosses the ball till the game starts.
Yeah, he's just such a
weird. Anyway,
I don't know. I just know the other thing too is you don't know anything about the guy. He's never out there. He never speaks.
Don't know anything. No.
The only time is when he says those crazy things at those press conferences.
Yeah,
but,
I'm not going to miss those.
Yeah,
good for business. But on behalf of Van and the communications department, we'll be glad when those are crazy things that are said. You go, huh? What'd he say? Run that. What'd he say? Hey, I'll tell you what I'm saying right now. It's starting to heat up out there again. It is starting to heat up. It's back in the 80s. I'm sweating out there like crazy, man. I can tell, and you are too. And at some point in the near future, you're going to need an air conditioning company. Now, I know how this works. I know. Oh, I know. I know when you finally have that, no, that's it. I'm done with air conditioning companies. And, man, they get a bad rap. They do. But I'll tell you what, you're in for a great experience with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. The president, Melissa Dave Arona, came in studio, spent some time with us, and she's a president. It's her company. She and her father have been in this for more than 20 years, and she takes all the calls. She sends crews out. She's up on everything. Talk about great communication with the number one person in the company. You're going to have really great experience, and that's all you can ask. Listen, you're going to have air conditioning problems. You're going to need a new air conditioning unit. You want to get a great price on it. You're going to need somebody to come out quickly and take care of you. Chill Zone's going to do it for you. Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Go to chillzoneairconditioning.com and find out the work they do. I'm telling you, any kind of work you need, somebody that's reliable, on time, does a good job. They're family-owned, serving Dade and Broward County, and making sure that you are taken care of, whether it's a new air conditioning unit, repairing the one you have, duct cleaning. You're going to get A1 service, man. 786-378-2778. Tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQAM. But if it's that time and you're going, man, I've just had it. I've had it. Everyone, they're not on time. They tell me something. It's not true. And I'm just frustrated. I don't trust air conditioning companies. You can trust Chill Zone Air Conditioning. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning today.
You shut up. This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less for your Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with hoops and the Heat to beat the Nets by a final score of 126-110. Miami will play the back end of their back-to-back tonight in Charlotte. Tip-off is at 7, and the game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And tomorrow the Canes will wrap up the regular season when they host Louisville. Tip-off is at 2 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard on WQAM. Over to the Panthers, who fell to Columbus 4-2. The Cats will head to Detroit for the back end of their back-to-back. The puck drops at 7, and the game can be heard on 5:60 a.m. The NHL trade deadline is today at 3. And in baseball, the Canes will begin a 3-game series at Boston College tonight. The first pitch is at 7 for Mark Light. The Marlins will continue spring training against the Mets. Their first pitch is at 7:10 from Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. And the World Baseball Classic gets going in Miami today. The Netherlands and Venezuela will play at noon. Nicaragua and the Dominican at 7 from Lone Depot Park, Joe.
It is so cool that we have become a big-time sports area. We really have. I was going to say city, but really South Florida, man. It's most of it is Dade County. But for everybody, man, it helped, and the amount of overall, the owners that have the money and are in this, and all the different teams and events we have. I mean, we just got great stuff going on here, man. Just great stuff. I enjoyed, I know it's been a while now. I enjoyed the hell out of that national championship game. I really did. And Canes hung around and had a chance at the end of that game. But what a run. And that whole month of football, of playoff football, and the teams that they had to beat, every game felt like a road game. It was just, weather wasn't perfect. Remember how windy it was at Texas A&M? The wind was blowing 35 miles an hour, and just guys stayed tough, and it was just a fun run. But we got all these things going on. World Baseball Classic. If you're looking to get out there, it starts today, 12 o'clock. Woody's been talking about that. 12 and 7 o'clock games today. And again, got some really good teams in the tournament. Venezuela and Dominican Republic, DR, both two of the favorites, probably two of the top 5 or 6 teams in this tournament. So a lot of good stuff going on. Canes basketball team going for their 25th win tomorrow, 2 o'clock in Coral Gables. Jay Lucas, man, what a job Jay Lucas has done with this group of guys. First time head coach, and just unbelievable. Third, they've wrapped up the 3rd spot in the ACC. They got the double bye coming up here to start the tournament, no matter what happens tomorrow, 2 o'clock. But and made it clear when he's on the show, no, we want to win that game against Louisville. We want to get another win for seeding purposes, and staying positive, staying confident, and making sure we go into the tournament playing some of our best basketball. And they have been playing really well. Got a lot of guys. The bench all of a sudden looks a little bit better as well, and the starters have just been solid. The big fellas in the middle, taking up a lot of that paint, have done a nice job as well. You mentioned it, Woody, the NHL trade deadline. I hope Big Bob can finish here. Boy, I'll tell you what, we could do a full show on Big Bob and what he's done. Bravosky has just been unbelievable. But his 6 years has been a roller coaster. Big Bob starting this thing. Gets benched. Tampa Bay. Was that Tampa Bay series going back, if I'm not mistaken? He's in street clothes. He was so bad. And a couple years later, he's the ace of this team. Some of the saves and games that he put together when they needed him the most over these last 3 years. So Big Bob has been special. Contract's up. This is it. And I don't know how negotiations is going. He's also, what is he, 37 years old now? 37?
I think he's 38.
38? Wow. So anyway, they got to make a decision on that one, and I'm sure the guys want to keep him around. And then AJ Greer and some other guys could get moved today before 3 o'clock this afternoon. So anyway, that's come play. Hey, they're struggling right now. They've lost 4 in a row, and they don't look great. They were down 3-0 in that game before coming back last night. 10 points back, the last wild card position, 20 games left. I mean, it's doable, but they're just not showing signs of being that team right now. And again, they're banged up, and be no reason for me to bring Barkov back unless some miracle happens here and they got on some kind of roll and started playing a lot better than they are right now, including Big Bob. Anyway, so for all that stuff as well as the other talk, so we've got the free agency is finally going to be here when we get back next week. They'll be starting to talk. March 9th, I believe, is Monday. Teams can start talking to free agents, and there's going to be a lot more free agents because guys are getting released. Yesterday, we saw some more guys, more group of players. Jonnu Smith being one of them that was released, tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers, had the great year with us the year before. Trade yesterday, DJ Moore, Chicago Bears wide receiver, going to the Buffalo Bills for a second-round pick. And, hey, Buffalo decided they need to upgrade that wide receiver room. I'm guessing New England Patriots going to do the same thing. They're looking to upgrade their room. And Stephon Diggs is gone. They released him. So this thing is going to start to heat up. And between guys getting released now, and they can sign with guys right away. They can sign with teams, right away. So I'm looking forward to Sunday night. Probably stuff's going to start leaking out. But Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday when you can finally go. So we're gonna have a lot of fun next week. Have a lot of guests on as well with all this stuff, including the most important position in sports. Is that okay? I know it pisses other sports off when you say that. Are you with me, Woody? I saw the NBA guys going, no, the best player on a basketball team is a lot more important. A number one true superstar is a lot more important than a quarterback in the NFL. And it drives those guys nuts.
Yeah, except for the fact all those superstars are always switching teams to try to get the best guys around them, right?
Well, I think goalie's right up there. We're talking about Big Bob.
Goalie's important, but
goalie,
hockey's got its place in the pecking order, right?
But
football happens to be the most watched sport. It's not even.
I don't know what being watched has to do with.
Well, you're talking about most important position.
I'm not sure what that has to do with it, but the quarterback. Listen.
Well, we spend the most time talking about it. That's for sure.
Well, because it is. You get one of those special guys, You look what Josh Allen did in the playoffs, even though he came up short on a controversial call. I'm not blaming Josh Allen for that game.
No, they blame the coach.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're right. They did.
Fired his ass.
Someone's
got to pay for this.
Somebody's got to pay and apologize to Josh before we let you go. But yeah, but
I admit that was kind of weird.
It was. But anyway, listen, man, we still got 5-6 teams out there going either have a young quarterback and they don't believe they're ready to go. I wouldn't trust J.J. McCarthy, would you, at Minnesota? Going into year 3, going, no, he's the guy. He's not the guy. What do you mean? They got to bring in a veteran guy. They got to bring in a veteran guy that can play games. They cannot trust him in year 3. Huh? What?
Well, I mean, you got to give a guy another shot.
He gets another shot. Well, that's not what he is going to get the shot.
What are you bringing, Kirk Cousins? Think that's going to go much better?
I think a lot of players are better than J.J. McCarthy right now. J.J. McCarthy has not shown signs of you. What have you seen?
Hey, man, they had their quarterback.
We're not talking about that, Woody.
They had their guy.
Well, they realized it, and they got rid of the GM for it. They only have a GM right now.
Fix for them.
Well, everybody's got to get through this year, and we are like usual. Cardinals, Jets, Steelers, Dolphins. And I think Atlanta and Minnesota aren't feeling real good about their starting quarterbacks, even though they're first-round picks and young guys. Michael Penix can't stay healthy. And J.J. McCarthy's had a combination of not always very good when he plays and being injured way too much. He was injured. He was on IR his first year, the whole year. So all of a sudden, here we go, man. Get ready. See if the old retreads. Here we go. Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith may be popping up here any day now. Malik Willis, everybody says he can hit the home run. I'm having trouble believing Malik Willis is going to get $30 million. We got more guys coming out saying he's going to get 30-something million a year. God bless Malik Willis to take that kind of jump.
You never know, though, man.
For starting
you never
a
know how
handful
desperate
of games.
people are going to get.
Yeah, no. It's a quarterback. Right? Hey, it goes right back to what we're talking about. It's a quarterback, man. And then how about Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers sitting there playing games when people aren't bothering him. If they leave him alone, he and his wife alone. So the guy can make up his mind and have time, and then he'll let you know right before the season starts if he wants to come back and play.
You got to admit, that was some of the wildest sound we've ever played.
That was unbelievable.
And that's not the first time that he's gone on that, major platform and cried about being left alone. But the stuff with his wife, he's talking about people flying drones over his house. Does he really think he's that important?
Woody, it was such a bad look going on there. I don't know. I'm sure those guys, those are all his buddies. But listen, man, I'm guessing most people watched clips of that if they didn't see it on the Pat McAfee show.
Mm-hmm.
He played victim. Nobody's buying that. First of all, he's made more money than any quarterback in the history of the game. Did you know that? Number one.
Is that true?
That's true.
Huh.
He's made the most money of any NFL quarterback.
Wow.
Now, there's a couple guys going to be passing that real soon. Mahomes and Josh Allen are probably going to blow by that. But
I was talking about this with Jamie yesterday, too. And we were talking about Aaron Rodgers. Like, do you think in 10 years anyone remembers Aaron Rodgers?
I
don't think he's ever going to be in that conversation. Like, when we're talking about great quarterbacks. I don't know that he ever enters that conversation. Like, Brady's going to stay relevant forever, right? Like, guys like that, like Mahomes will stay relevant forever. Like, I don't think in 10 years we're going to be talking about Aaron Rodgers.
He has been, the last 3 games I've seen him, 2 against the Jets when he was a Jets quarterback, and last year on Monday Night Football, he's still really good. No. I'm just saying, you can say whatever you want. I'm just saying he's still really good. Like, I give him credit. In his early 40s, he's still he's not one of the best quarterbacks any longer. But for what he had he didn't have a whole lot to work with in Pittsburgh. You'd agree with that, right?
Yeah, of course I agree with that.
Didn't exactly load that thing up for him. But I got to tell you, man, just the whole thing. And now is Pittsburgh going to sit around and wait to see if he's coming back again because his former Green Bay Packer coach is going to be his head coach again?
I can't imagine.
It's just
right.
Just a weird one.
But that stuff yesterday just like shows like, first of all, I think he's lying about a lot of that stuff, right? I think he's lying about the wife. That's one. But I also don't think like Aaron Rodgers, like, he's like, I can't go to the coffee shop anymore.
By the way, good call though.
Come on, dude.
His wife went back home overseas.
Yeah.
Where
England or something?
England. Yeah, I think he
thought
did the
about
England
Canada.
thing.
Someone corrected me yesterday.
And then he said, I knew she was the one back in 2017. That was a shot at about 5 girlfriends.
Yeah, that's true.
He just said, he goes, so much for the race car driver. Oh, and a couple of one model and a couple of actresses. Oh,
he's just like, I don't get him, man. Like, he thinks he's the most important person in the world.
Yeah, I love it, man. By the way, he took a shot at his family again yesterday.
Yeah.
You gotta love that too. Hey, bro, when you let that just.
No, it's tough to be Aaron Rodgers, Joe. You can't go out anywhere. Can't go to dinner.
I'm not
can't
saying
go to the coffee shop.
We haven't all had issues with our family. And the mom and dad try to break it up and go, hey, we're a family. You can't, what are we doing? Come on, you guys. Darn it. That's not, come on. We grew up, we've been in, and I get it, man. Everybody's, we sit around and we do dysfunctional family stuff and, and I help create my own from time to time. But it's just, he just goes after this thing. People are going, hey, do you know his mom and dad? They live up not too far from my hometown, just minutes away. I go, I haven't met him, but I know some people know him. Said, the old man's a good guy. I think he was a chiropractor or something, his father. And somebody said, nah, he was always a great guy, but just very weird. Like, how do you stay mad for this long at your mom and dad? What did they do to you? I don't know, man. It's weird. Now, hey, listen, there are people listening right now got issues with their mom and dad. Ones that are still alive. And it's going to be around having trouble with brothers and sisters. That's never going away. In-laws, throw a couple in-laws in there from time to time. Can be tough out there, Woody, from time to time with the family stuff. We don't make it any easier. Woody, I'm just trying to loosen you, get you ready to go here, man, since you know everything.
No, you had me earlier.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
That was an interesting topic.
Yeah.
I'm learning from you. I'm learning life lessons from
nobody
you.
wants to hear about their mom and dad making love. I'm with you. That's you're right. You're right. That's kind of where the conversation was. Hey, hurricane season, man. Oh, Locktight Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. Chev, the CEO over there, is going, hey, Joe, we don't know where the next storm is going to be when hurricane season, we don't know. Are we going to get lucky another year? South Florida going to get lucky. That's what it is. It's getting lucky. Are they going to go left or right out of the Atlantic Ocean? They hit the islands, it seems like, every year. The poor islands out there where we take all our vacations, man. They've been getting the you-know-what beat out of them. But, hey, you can protect your home with Locktight Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. We know you can do that no matter what's out there and give yourself a good chance to get through a big storm if it does hit South Florida. You got an old leaky roof. Replace your old roof now. You can pay later. Locktight Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials, a lifetime warranty, plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Say big on legendary state-of-the-art Impact Windows and Doors. Impact Windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm, man. Get ready to go now. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com, about great service, good people, and covering all of South Florida. They'll answer. You take your calls, 954-500-LOCK. They got a great staff ready to answer all your questions and get the process started with Locktight Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. All right, welcome back here on a Friday, my favorite day by far of the week. Friday, even better than Saturday and Sunday. I like Fridays. I do. I enjoy a Friday.
Well, because the weekend's ahead.
Yeah, you got the 2 full days, but I
Busy time of year, though, man.
I enjoy coming in. If you're like, hey, what day? I go Friday, man. Friday's the day.
You come in every day, though. You're good about that.
Yeah. I don't know about all that, Woody, but thank you, man.
Yeah.
Nice stuff. Hey, so let's talk about our general manager, John Eric Sullivan. What's he want everybody to call him, Sully? He hasn't told me personally, but I hear he's been telling everybody he meets, like, hey, call me Sully.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I haven't
Don't do that unless you get
No. So
permission.
he said it at the press conference. He said it when you were there.
Yeah.
He did say it at the press conference that day.
But I think you got to get individual permission.
I just think,
right?
yeah, man, until you know somebody and at that title, you need to call them by their name. So I'm going to stick with that for a while. John Eric Sullivan. And if I see him, he goes, hey, hey, Joe, call me Sully or Sully.
What did you call Chris Greer when you would see him?
We didn't talk, so there's nothing to say.
Mr. Greer?
Nothing to be said, man. I'm not going there. I'm not. So our guys, and they're going to be on with Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. They've been all over this Tua thing. And the dead cap number of 99 million in this contract and just how bad it was and all this stuff. And Mike said something I actually chuckled last night, but I didn't go around. I just chuckled and I moved on, just so you know, because he's been fired. Chris is gone. But he goes, he should be fired a second time. Somebody call him and fire him again. I went, okay, that was to make your point. I get it. That was, it's over. We're moving on now. Hey, man, I just want to let everybody know, first of all, I know he's a first-time general manager. He was very aware. This is not a surprise to our general manager that it's going to be almost impossible to trade Tua. We're not getting a draft pick back. We're not. Be very surprised, very, very surprised if it happened. And then yesterday, apparently, somebody had an article yesterday that said that one general manager at the Combine said they'd have to give us a first-round pick to pick up that $54 million and Tua, or a lot of it, a bulk of it, they'd have to throw in a first-round pick, which you go, well, of course, for the 11th pick in the draft. And they're not going to do that. That's not going to happen. That's John Eric Sullivan of his career, his first pick. That will always be. That's it. That's his first pick. It's going to be, that thing needs to have a massive splash to it. That's his number one. He's had all this time trying to figure out what everybody else is going to do, who they like of all these players. And it looks like there's a lot of good players out there at a lot of different positions.
At 11, there will be someone good.
There will be somebody really good.
But screw that. Giving away picks to get rid of the guy.
Yeah, no
I'd
way.
play his ass at running back before I did that.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen. But there's all kinds of Tua stuff out there now. So that was one story. The other one was that the Jets are doing their homework and taking a hard look at Tua as their quarterback.
Has any franchise been worse at quarterback picking than the Jets?
I think Tua knows that. By the way, Tua goes, I understand I beat him 8 times, but I'm not real big about being on the other side. They don't have this thing figured out.
Browns would give them a run for their money. Browns have been pretty dysfunctional at quarterback, but the Jets have just destroyed guys. And these are high draft picks that the Jets have destroyed.
And you know what else Tua would do? Tua's going, how many times with that new offensive line, it was supposed to be so good last year, how many times did their quarterbacks get sacked? And he's going to go, 60 sacks last year.
So the Jets drafted what? They drafted Sam Darnold. They drafted Zach Wilson. Then they ruined Justin Fields. They brought him in case that wasn't finished. They
what
really
happened to
finished his
Justin
ass
Fields?
off.
He's got another year left on that contract, and it's like he doesn't exist.
Who knows?
They pretty much come out and said
it's another guy that physically looks the part.
He did against us. Remember that first game?
Stop. Everyone does.
Have you ever noticed that? We always say that. Have you noticed? I talk about Aaron Rodgers. I talk about Justin Fields. That first game against us, what did he throw for 280? And he broke outside and he ran down the sideline outside the pocket for a long touchdown. And
they almost got Will Levis another contract.
All right.
Guy's not even in
Now
the
you-
league anymore.
Now you made your point.
Yeah.
Now you made your point. But I want to let everybody know that our GM is very aware. These are not like he's not shocked when he's calling teams and the response he's getting on Tua. He's not surprised. He knows that Tua shouldn't be sitting here with a $54 million guarantee contract the way he's played. He knows that. And his job is to make and do the best for this team moving on. Hey, there's a chance. I don't think it's a very big chance. I think it's slim. Tua's back. I hope that's not the case personally, but he may have to walk in and walk through that place and go, hey, man, maybe we're just better off. I don't think that's going to be the case, but
What about slot receiver?
Tua slot receiver?
Yeah.
He can't run to the line of scrimmage. Why would I want him to be in a slot? No,
Make him earn his money.
I'd rather put you in slot.
No.
Hey, man. So here's the problem with it, too. Tua had a really good year in 2023. Not necessarily every game. Cold weather games, he had some chance. He didn't throw it great. I remember those. But overall, you look at the numbers and go, hey, all right. QB rating, touchdowns, the whole thing, and the game, and we averaged 29 points a game. And listen, he gets a lot of the credit. He made some good throws. He did. Threw the ball well down the field. Too deep didn't seem to bother him back then like it did later on. But a lot of things changed, man. A lot of things have changed with him physically, mentally. I don't know. Only he knows the truth of all these things. He's the only one that can answer, are you hurt? Were you hurt last year? Did you lose your confidence? I mean, guys know if they've lost some confidence or not. And, he just did some things that told me physically he's been beaten up and it's caught up to him. I think that's fair that most of us would agree with. He has been so beaten up, and then he missed those games at the end of the year and couldn't finish the season. And the team, I'll never forget, our general manager, I wasn't going to bring him up, but Chris Kerr said, I called him in. I said, listen, man, you got to be able to play every game. We can't have you missing 4 games. You need to play every game. You need to make some changes. And I think they want him to be cautious and at times look scared, playing scared, getting rid of the ball too early, sliding too early, all the things in the name of staying safe on third down that weren't good for the team because you can't play that way. And then all the things that he said that you're like, this guy's been around way too long as a veteran quarterback to be saying some of these stupid-ass things that he says after games. He said some really things you never heard before. Short guys don't go around. Short quarterbacks don't go around saying, I had trouble seeing Waddle. That big line, man, my big line and their big line, I couldn't see anything. Huh? What? Did you say that? Yeah. Josh Allen, oh my God, he's so much better than I am. He can run, he can throw in any kind of weather. Huh? You can say he's really good. You're looking forward to playing against him. Anyway, so this Tua thing, I'll be glad, number one, when it's over. And I hope it ends with him going somewhere else and finding a home. And I don't think he's going to retire. I think he wants to show everybody. I think he's still a competitor and wants to show everybody he can play and it wasn't him. And he can get back to get in the right system. Now, I'm looking at all these, and I wanted to get to this today. Woody, Viking, I'm going to throw all these teams out. You tell me the best fit from what you've seen from last year. I know teams are going to change a little bit. Vikings, he's been mentioned with them. Cardinals, he's been mentioned with them. By the way, both indoor facilities. Yeah, that'll get his attention. Jets, no sense. Steelers, I don't think so. Go to Atlanta or Minnesota and start as the backup. I think the best 2 jobs for him to take. Some people think maybe the Cardinals job. I don't think so. I think going to Atlanta or Minnesota is the job. And just knowing that you may not start the year because the number 1 picks going into year 3, 4, both of them are going to get the start. They're high draft picks. You want to give them every chance. But he's got to be taking that Ryan Tannehill approach, like, hey, at some point I'm going to outplay these guys. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to have those weapons that that's what he should be looking at if he goes. But I don't think the Jets are a good fit. Cardinals, maybe. Cardinals got a few weapons, would he? But
none of the above, man.
It will be glad where we're not. And I know we're going to all watch him. The whole fan base is going to watch if he does go someplace to see if he can do one of those turn back the clock. And everybody goes, look at that. It was us the whole time. Yeah. It wasn't Tua. It was us.
He'll be an expensive backup somewhere, I'm guessing.
He
may very well retire once they cut him.
You know,
maybe he calls it up. Maybe he hangs it up.
I don't think so. Something tells me.
I don't think teams will be lining up to sign him, man. I really, truly don't. If there's a lack of interest and we say, hey, enough head injuries, maybe he just calls it a day.
I don't think that's the case, but you could.
Now, he seems to really want to play. I give him credit for that. When he got the head injuries,
well, now you're doing,
he wanted to play.
Now you're doing both. Now you flipped.
No,
you just flipped on me.
The problem, though, is that I don't think anyone's going to want him. I really don't.
Why?
Why? Because he stinks.
He's
a major injury concern.
Somebody's going to want.
And you have to redesign your offense to fit his, whatever you call it, a skill set.
There'll be a coach on somebody's staff that says we should have Tua to come in and be our backup. This at what we'll have to pay him. Let's do it. Woody, there's a shortage. What don't you see? There's a shortage. And by the way, not only starting quarterbacks, backups.
But at least most of these guys, you can plug them in and they can play whatever
Colts
offense.
Did not win another game when they lost Daniel Jones. Did not win another game. They started 8-2 and never won another game.
You know what the good news is? We're going to find out soon.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That is good news.
I am very interested to see if anyone picks him up.
Well, what do you
if I had to bet, I would say nobody, but
all right. So
that's just my bet.
Okay.
And you're betting on who?
I'm betting on one of those 5 or 6 teams we're talking about is going to take him. And I'm not necessarily
saying
Arizona.
Like if they don't want Kyler Murray, I'm guessing they don't want Tua. They're I don't want to say comparable because Kyler Murray's faster.
No, one guy's one of the most athletic guys in the league, and one guy's the least athletic guy in the league, outside of maybe 3 old quarterbacks. Hey, let's get into some other stuff. See, that sounds like a shot right there. Atlantic Men's Clinic. Boy, I'll tell you what. Are you ready to turn back the clock, get rid of low T and ED? Is it important to you? It was to me. I can't speak for every guy. Maybe it's just me. A lot of you. But it happens to guys. When I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic, I got to tell you, there are a lot of things I didn't know. But I did know that I was tired all the time. I mean, tired all the time. I gained about 25 pounds, maybe 30, and also had a little problem in the bedroom called ED. I knew all those things. My poor wife was making excuses for me. And, I was like thinking, man, I don't know what to do, but I may have this forever. This sucks. Well, I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic, and boy, I'm glad I did. I'm so glad I did. I got educated, number one, but I had my testing done, the PSA test. I met with their professional staff. They'll sit down, explain everything to you, look at your numbers, and then put you on a program to knock out low T and knock out ED. You'll never have to worry about that again. If that sounds good to you, and your sex drive is back, and your energy's back for a vacation on the weekends, you're doing more than you used to, sitting around on that couch and making excuses and always tired, and I don't think, and all of a sudden you notice your workouts aren't as long as they used to be, and now they're back. Atlantic Men's Clinic, man, my result. Atlantic Men's Clinic Fridays. And I got to tell you, if you're on the fence on this, jump off the fence today, make that call, set up that first appointment, hear what they have to say, get the testing done, and get on the program, man, because I'm going to promise you great results. 877-455-7300. 877-455-7300. Set up that first appointment. They have 7 locations in South Florida to serve you. I get so excited. I go on for this whole Atlantic Men's Clinic for like 20 minutes. Got a brand new location in Hollywood. I'm going to Plantation today. Visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com for more information. Guys, it works. Knock out ED and low T today.
If you leave...
game, man.
All right, so let's get into it.
First
here.
game back. That's first game back Sunday. That's good.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. So we got the Canes game tomorrow, right? The Louisville game, 2:00 tomorrow. We are going to have Jack McClinton do a 3-point contest during halftime of the game tomorrow in support of Marcus Allen's fight against non-Hodgkin lymphoma. So, Marcus Allen was ruled out early in the season, and he's going to raise awareness and provide support to Allen and his family here with this 3-point shootout. It says for each shot made, $100 will be donated.
Okay.
I like this, man. This
Good
is
stuff.
very cool for halftime.
It's
there.
good. It is good. All that stuff's always good. Awareness is always good, along with the money.
Now, he's a heck of a shooter, so we'll see if he still got it, Joe.
Yeah.
Ranked second in ACC history in 3-point field goal percentage at 44%.
All right.
So we'll see if he still got it.
Knock him down, man, in the name of money and cause. Love it.
Yep. And all right, so here's something that has to do with money and a different cause. This Atlanta Hawks Magic City game. Remember we talked about this, and I told you we would continue to follow this story.
The old strip club, celebration. So what happened?
Ticket prices have jumped 84% for this game. It's their most expensive Monday night game they've had all season by far. The get-in price for a standing room ticket, and this is a Monday night game. I can't imagine the Hawks are particularly popular. And
back over
playing
500.
Magic, $144. The get-in price for a standing room ticket.
And the reason the ticket is so expensive is, go ahead and explain it.
It's Magic City night. It's a night that is based off of the adult club.
There you go. Now you're getting
in Atlanta.
Right.
Very famous. They've come out and said that there will be no nudity, anything like that. It's just going to be wings and music.
Well, they have apparently great chicken wings that they're really tasty, according to Omar.
Well, Lou Williams frequents that place.
Yes, he does.
And he was on TMZ talking about how big this night is, how great it is.
Well, their chicken wings. Apparently, the strip clubs have the best chicken wings. I did not know that till recently, working with Omar to find that out. So it's been a big help. Big help. All right, what else you have?
All right, Logan Paul, Joe, is trying to find an NFL player who will fight him for $1 million. I don't know if you saw. You did see this. You told me the other day you saw this. He was fighting with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They were going back and forth a little bit. And so now he has challenged basically any NFL player that is willing to go here.
So here's the problem with that, just so you know. Teams are.
Yes, I know.
It's going to be a big no-no. He must know that.
Yeah.
I know the Paul brothers aren't the two smartest guys, but when it comes to money, they're smart.
Yeah.
And he probably has a good idea. Plus, most of those guys don't fight anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
All right, Joe, the biggest sporting event coming up tomorrow that we have not discussed yet on the show. Do you know what that would be?
No.
The Australian Grand Prix. Formula One, Joe, gets rolling tomorrow.
Not too far. We're going to have it here.
Yeah, they're building that thing, by the way. I drive by that every morning. You ready to give us your pick?
No.
So here are the odds. You got George Russell at plus 200, Max Verstappen plus 350, Charles Leclerc at plus 400, Lewis Hamilton in the Ferrari plus 650, Lando Norris plus 1,000 in the McLaren, Oscar Piastri plus 1,400.
Verstappen, right?
That who you're going with?
Yeah.
Okay. You'd have to think very hard on that one.
No.
All right, Joe, and we'll end on this one here. This is cool for parents. The ESPN is going to air an Inside Out NHL Altcast on April the 5th. I know you're probably not familiar with this, but all of our young parents out there do know the Inside Out film. It's a Disney movie, a Disney Pixar deal, and they will do this on April 5th for Capitals and Rangers. They usually have like the characters sync up to the live game.
Gotcha.
And skate around and play a hockey game. So that'll be the NHL All-Cast. I want to say they did Big City Greens last year.
Okay.
I know you like that show.
All right, great. Well, good. You got your kid stuff in there. That's good, Woody. I appreciate that.
Trying to help everyone, bro.
You do. You try to help.
We got people that go into the Magic City night, and we got people that are going to watch the family
grown-ups,
All-Cast.
of course.
So we're trying to help everyone out here, okay?
Everybody. Hey, Chris Perkins, no longer in that scene, by the way. Totally out of that scene. It used to be.
Which scene?
going out and staying out all
Oh, the
night.
Magic City scene?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perk used to be all night. Now he's midnight. Sometimes he's not even midnight. We'll talk to Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist. We'll talk a little bit about general manager work ahead for the Miami Dolphins and Tua Tagovailoa. Just amazing. Amazing the amount of articles out there nationally on Tua every day. Every single day. It just seems to never, ever stop. Hey, I want to take a moment to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Love talking about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage and the great work he's been doing, man. It's about great service, about getting you the lowest rates, getting you approved quickly. Debt consolidation, man. Debt consolidation, whether it's credit card debt, whatever, HOA fees and everything else, insurance, and you're just upside down and you just can't get ahead. And messes with you. You can't sleep at night. You're stressed out. Well, listen, if you like to take care of some of this stuff, I'd recommend a second mortgage with Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. You know what? Matter of fact, even more importantly, you might want to take a look at a reverse mortgage for folks that are in 62 or older. You've been in that same home for a long time. You got a lot of equity in that home, and you could use some of that equity to pay some of these things off and take care of some things and maybe just go on a nice vacation as well. All those things. Let Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage help you. Go to Google reviews on the web. Choice Mortgage reviews say a lot of nice things about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage and his 30 years of experience. The man has no life. He truly works 7 days a week. See, you can call or text him tonight, Saturday, Sunday. He's going to get back to you. He's going to get back to you, get the process started, get all this stuff going. And I just want to let you know, man, a lot of people using Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. You're going to like the guy. 561-441-2730. It's 561-441-2730. MLS 166254. Rates and terms are subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
Two-time national champion Miami Hurricanes and Miami Hurricanes basketball.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less to Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia, DoralKia.com. Starting with hoops, and the Heat will beat the Nets by a final score of 126-110. Miami will play the back end of their back-to-back tonight in Charlotte. Tip-off is at 7, and the game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And tomorrow the Canes will wrap up the regular season when they host Louisville. Tip-off is at 2 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard here on QAM. Over to the Panthers, who fell to Columbus 4-2. The Cats head to Detroit for the back end of their back-to-back. The puck drops at 7. The game can be heard on 560 AM. The NHL trade deadline is today at 3 o'clock. And the baseball, the Canes will begin a 3-game series at Boston College tonight. The first pitch is at 7 for Mark Light. The Marlins will continue spring training against the Mets. The first pitch is at 7:10 from Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. And the World Baseball Classic will have their first games in Miami today. The Netherlands and Venezuela will play at noon. Nicaragua and the Dominican will go at 7 from Lone Depot Park. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale, one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. Chris Perkins, the Perk Man, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, joins us this morning. Perk, it's been really interesting. Boy, people come out with 2 fresh stories every day nationally about Tua Tagovailoa. It's incredible. You can't do a show without talking about it, including some of the news here recently, Chris, I wanted to ask you about, and that is not only the Dolphins not going to get a draft pick from somebody else for Tua, they're going to have to give up maybe one team said, we thought about if they give us a number 1 pick, we'd might pick up a lot of that money. And that's just not going to happen, right?
It shouldn't happen. I mean, look, Joe, if I am the owner of the other team, I would fire my GM the second that trade gets done, because that is a bad deal, right, for the other team. Look, I think that in the end, with all the scenarios being thrown around, I still think that Tua is going to end up being cut by the Dolphins and designated as a post-June 1st cut. And really, the angle of the quarterback thing that I'm looking at more, Joe, is are they going to bring Malik Willis in here? Because if they do, I think that John Eric Sullivan's claim of I'm going to bring quarterback competition is done, right?
Correct. You're
not putting Malik Willis on the bench. So is Sully going to live up to his word in bringing quarterback competition here? I'm a little more interested in that angle of the Dolphins quarterback situation than the Tua thing, but you can't get away from the Tua thing. Like you say, it's the first domino to fall.
Well, I was going to ask you about Malik Willis, and I'll jump right to it here for a second. I don't see those guys going, we've seen him, he's worth $30 million. We're going to pay it a year. Do you buy those numbers? They seem awfully high for a guy that hasn't done much in this league. Too much for me. What about for you?
Oh, that's way too rich for my blood, Joe.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what the market is going to end up dictating, because Malik is a quarterback and the market kind of goes crazy for quarterbacks. But I would lose a lot of faith in Sullivan and Jeff Hafley if they brought Malik Willis in here at $30 million. I would lose a little bit of faith in them if they brought Malik in for $20 million on a multi-year deal. But I would take their, you give them, that's their thing. They've seen Malik at $30 million. No way. I have zero confidence in them. $20 million. I'll wait and see.
By the way, if it's $20 million, you're right. There's still no competition at quarterback. Quinn Ewers, we can talk about Quinn Ewers all you want in the 3 games and all the good things he did. Because Malik, I go at it with Omar about this all the time, and Woody as well, that everybody wants all this open competition. I actually don't. I want to have a clear-cut franchise quarterback. We don't have to talk about it. And they bring Malik Willis in. Money talks, man. He's making that kind of money. They're not bringing him in to be the backup.
Joe, if you have Malik on the bench as a backup at $20 million and you're paying Tua $67 million in dead money, that's almost $90 million for a quarterback that's not even for 2 quarterbacks that aren't on the field, one that's not on the roster. Hey, you can't start a rebuild like that, Joe. So let's think about this situation. And I wouldn't mind, Joe. I'm of the school, you don't have to find your franchise quarterback this year.
Agree.
Right?
Agree.
Look at the last two quarterbacks who have won Super Bowls, Jalen Hurts and Sam Darnold. They're not Hall of Famers. So, take your time. If you're going to sign somebody to a multi-year deal, be as certain as possible that it's the right guy. You can do the patchwork thing with somebody like Kirk Cousins or whoever. But the multi-year thing, you've got to be certain. And I'm not certain about Malik Willis at this point.
Well, Perk, before you go getting all fired up about John Eric Sullivan doing something you don't like, and I can see you're already on you're getting real close. He's talked about building this thing through the draft, man, and he's right, especially, hey, I think those top 5 picks are going to be his first 5 picks, all top 100 picks, top 90 picks, man. You got to hit on those. Those are where his focus is right now, right?
Yeah, 100%. And Joe, it's interesting you say that. So I was going to do a column this week, and it got bumped to next week due to free agency previews this week. Quarterback is today, by the way. But when you talk about when you talk about this team and building through the draft, I think that's what's going to get done. I was going to write a column saying of those top 5 picks, a first, a second, and 3 thirds, you've got to get at least 2 starters and 2 rotational players. I might bump it up to 3 starters, Joe. You're on you've got a bad team anyway. It's not like you're drafting these guys to the 2023 team where you had a bunch of veterans. You need starting help. So I haven't really decided where I'm going to draw the line of those first 5 picks, Joe. But yeah, like you said, 5 of them in the top 90. You should definitely 2 starters and 2 rotational players, maybe 3 starters, considering you need so much help. But you got to hit a home run with those top 5 picks. The first round pick does not have to, be a superstar guy, but somebody in that group needs to be a Pro Bowl caliber player in his first, say, 3 seasons.
All right, we need a lot of help at a lot of positions. I mean, a couple of positions are completely empty. The tight end position is one.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you my first 3 picks I'd like to see by priority. Pass rusher, cover corner, and a guard tackle / whatever. A Maui Noah kind of guy at the University of Miami. Guy that if he has to start inside or start outside, he's got flexibility to go to the other position. Would you be with me on that? Or do you see wide receiver and tight end in there ahead of those positions?
No, I can get with that. I think edge rusher and corner probably have to be in your top 3 picks.
Yes.
Joe, I wouldn't be afraid to go with D tackle at the other one. A quarterback is not going to be there because you're talking about Ty Simpson after Mendoza goes. By the way, I think the Dolphins' best hope in the draft in the first round at quarterback is that Ty Simpson increases his stock at pro day and that kind of thing, and somebody wants to trade with the Dolphins so the Dolphins can trade down.
Good call.
Yeah,
I like that.
I think that's the best hope there. But they need so much help. But again, I'm really focused on the trenches. I think the guard tackle thing. If Maui Noah is there, you definitely go tackle. Otherwise, you might be looking at a backup tackle. Maybe you could do that in the 3rd round with that top 3rd round pick. But definitely, I'd edge rusher and corner, and then maybe we'll see how it shakes out. But I wouldn't be mad if they did your thing. That's solid. That's solid.
The one thing I disagree with you on, I'm with Bo on this. Bo has helped sell me, but I also believe in the defensive line coach. We drafted 3 defensive tackles last year, man.
Yep.
We got 303. What? They're all over 320.
Yeah.
What you're giving up on them is what you're doing, and you got Sealer there. What are you doing on me, man?
I'm not giving up on you, Joe. I'm not overestimating. I don't assume improvement. Okay, and so I don't see any of those 3 D tackles. Kenneth Grant in the 1st round, Jordan Phillips in the 5th, Zeke Biggers in the 7th. And then if you want to add in Zach Sealer, I don't see any of them going to the Pro Bowl next year, maybe in the next 2 years, Joe. So you can't have too many D tackles. You have little to no pass rush from the middle, depending on what Zach Sealer bounces back to do this year after having the back-to-back 10-sack seasons. I don't see anything wrong with bulking up on D-line. You need them to stop the run. You need them to rush the passer. And if you have too many good ones, then you trade one away, or you have depth, or you figure out a creative way to get more of them on the field and dominate the line of scrimmage. So, look, you could, you could do almost anything because the Dolphins do have so many needs. But really, I'm trying to focus on the trenches. So that's why your guard tackle thing wouldn't be bad. But I wouldn't mind taking a D tackle anywhere among those top 5 picks because I think it's needed.
All right, so we've been talking about so much about quarterback because quarterback is the most important position in sports, especially football. You know that. So I want to ask you, Tua. You've heard now we got Tua to the Jets. They're taking a look at this. Makes no sense to me, him playing for the Jets. No. None at all. To me, the ones that make sense are going to Atlanta or Minnesota as the backup, knowing you might get some playing time. What about for you?
No, I agree with that. And, to me, again, with Tua, the major thing is not what he did last season or his mental state of mind. To me, it's 2 things. It is that he's immobile and he's a high injury risk. And so that makes the game a lot more difficult for your offensive coordinator. It makes the game a lot more difficult for your offense. For the Dolphins, if I'm running the offense, if I'm Bobby Slowick, or if I'm the head coach Jeff Heffley and I'm having Slowick run an offense for Tua with those restrictions, you aren't going to get the best offense you possibly can. So that's why I think the Dolphins should go away from him. And then, projecting out, I think that's the case for almost every team in the league, that if you bring Tua in as your starter, you're going to have to make some concessions. You're going to have to pare down your offense. If he's your backup and he becomes your starter by injury, well, that's different. But to bring Tua in with, the guy can't move, and any hit he takes, you're thinking, oh, is he going to get up? Is he going to be wobbly? Is he going to have to go into the tent? We're going to have to put him on IR, mandatory. It's so restrictive. I feel bad for Tua from that standpoint. Now, Tua got his money and all that. But the restrictions on him limit him so much that I have a hard time seeing any team bringing Tua in as the starter because of the limitations he puts on your offense.
Perk, what happened to him last year in your mind? I thought he lost confidence, and I think all the injuries and all the concerns about the brain, I think, affected his play. What was your take? Everybody's got a different one. He wasn't into it. He made his money, all that. I don't buy that. But what would be your take on the drop-off in his physical talent?
I think it was confidence and the injuries. When he referenced the injuries, and I think it was the ankle where he said it affected his, you just don't hear that. And so I thought that there was got to be a lot of truth to that. Tua's not an excuse maker. Tua, look, I have no problem with Tua. He's not a Hall of Fame talent, but you could have won with him if you would have surrounded him with better talent. I thought, as I always said, Mike McDaniel put too much of that offense on Tua's left arm. But I do think it was the mental thing and kind of the pressure to carry the offense and the injuries that really got to Tua, because I think after he discovered, well, I can't move as much as I want to, and my next hit could be my last and all that, I think that affected the accuracy, that affected the quick release, that affected the judgment, that affected the reads. And you hear him bring up again, well, I'm a short quarterback. And I thought that kind of the physical crept into the mental, and that's what led to his downfall.
I want to give you 2 guys that I think have the most pressure on them before this thing starts. I want to know if you agree. Grant and Chop, 2 former first-round picks the last 2 years, need to pick it up. Years 2 and year 3. Do you agree with that?
They're definitely way up on the list. I think Zach Sealer is up there because of his contract situation. I think Austin Jackson is up there because of his contract situation. But the first round pick, Joe.
Hey, man, it's great you're a first round pick. You get the big signing bonus. That's the good news.
but you got to produce.
You better look like a
Yep.
you better look like a
Yep.
first round pick, or that's the bad news in an NFL city.
I think the saving grace for them is that Greer and McDaniel are gone, and so they're the old administration's first round picks. I think there's probably going to be more pressure on this year's first round pick because you are picked as a foundation of the rebuild. The Robert Chop and Kenneth Grant, they were kind of going to be a piece of a team that wins the first playoff game in over 20 years, and they were kind of cogs in the wheel. This year's first round pick, you're a foundational piece. You are a fundamental building block to get this rebuild kicked off. I think there's going to be more pressure on this one, but Chop and Kenneth, they're not too far from being labeled disappointments. Not a bust at all, but disappointments. They both got to come through this year. I would agree with you on that.
All right, before I let you go, back to Tua, because that's how we get our clicks. People are gonna want to know. So this one's for them right there, Bert. Hey, does Tua start for somebody this year? Does he get a start? Whether at any point during the season, is he start for somebody in the NFL?
I think through injury, yeah. Quarterbacks.
I do too. I do too. I'm with you.
Joe, always go back to Ryan Tannehill. When he came to the Dolphins, he was number 3 behind David Garrard and Matt Moore as the number 8 pick of the draft. Then Garrard blows out his knee, and they decide we're going to start the rookie instead of the veteran. Then Tannehill goes to Tennessee as the backup to Marcus Mariota.
And he says, "I know I can beat him out," and he did.
He's got the starting job and never let it go. So. Yes, there's a chance. I think Tua gets a start, but he won't go into camp as a starter, and I don't think there's probably no way he retains the starting job going into next season unless he just really tears it up, which Dolphins fans would hate that. I don't see that happening, Joe. I don't want to put a "that's so Dolphins" label on Tua for next year, so I'm going to say that that's not going to happen, and Tua gets a couple of starts. He's unimpressive, and Hafley and Sullivan see they made the right decision. That's what I'm going to say happens.
Yeah. All right. And more importantly, how you doing with the ladies? It's off season. How's that going?
It's all right. I just got back from a trip to Costa Rica.
That's cheating. That's a slam dunk, man. Anybody go to Costa Rica, man?
Yeah. Well, I went with somebody. I didn't make one of those single guys trips.
I thought you did. My first cousin went home and told his wife. He goes, "I'm done." He goes, "I don't want to be married to you, and I'm moving to Costa Rica, so we're getting rid of all our stuff." They didn't have any kids. His ass is over in Costa Rica. He hadn't come home.
Wow. I went to a place called Santa Teresa. So you fly into San Jose, and then it's a 5-hour trek. It's a remote place. It's kind of out in the jungle, but great, right on the ocean. Absolutely great time. 5 days there. Great time.
I'm going to go visit my cousin by myself over there and hang out with him. I don't golf, and I don't fish for marlin, but that's what I'm telling my wife. I'm going to go golf over there and fish for marlin.
I was going to say you might want to tell her you're going to Orlando or something, Joe. Something safe.
Oh, did I say Costa Rica? I didn't mean that. I meant. Oh no.
I meant Orlando.
Oh damn. Thanks, Perk. Great having you, brother. Right. Thank you, man.
All right, Joe.
Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel, Dolphins columnist. That man is crazy. What a good dude. What a good dude, man. Hey, I do want to take a second, man. It starts today. The World Baseball Classic is here. And it is going strong, man. The Japanese team, oh, my gosh, Shohei Ohtani put on a show, and there's going to be a great show at Lone Depot Park starting at 12 o'clock today, man. The first game, 12 o'clock today. Another game at 7 o'clock. Go grab your tickets. Go to marlins.com/WBC, Dominican Republic and Israel and Netherlands, Venezuela. Two of the favorites, Dominican Republic and Venezuela, will be in this tournament playing. Man, I tell you what, there's nothing like the atmosphere at Lone Depot Park starting today is going to be unbelievable. And I said a couple of the big boys are going to be playing. Dominican Republic and Venezuela. Major League Baseball is full of great players, great stars, and you're going to be able to see them all. Is there going to be some upsets? Are they going to dominate? Is the winner of this tournament going to be playing here in this first round at Lone Depot Park? It all starts today, and you can be a big part of it by going, enjoying yourself with some of the best DJs will be out there entertaining you. I mean, it is a great show with baseball's biggest stage. Buy your tickets now. Go to marlins.com/WBC WBC. That's marlins.com/WBC. It's not too late, and it all starts today.
Tortuga is
It's coming up on Sunday. We got Heat and Pistons.
That's a great game for Sunday.
We're going to do the same thing we did yesterday. Name one player on the Pistons. Just one.
I thought they named it yesterday.
They did, but the first person got it wrong. So I want to see if anyone else can do it.
All right.
Should we do it outside of the guy that used to play? I don't think anyone.
No, it's fine.
All right. So name one player on the Pistons. They got the best record in the East, right? 305-567-0560. We'll take caller number or whatever. First caller.
Yeah. Hey,
how about that?
That's great, man. Having tickets, excuse me, on a Sunday for you to go watch the Miami Heat against the Detroit Pistons. That's good stuff. Just a couple days away on what is a busy few days coming up. Let's start with Panthers back in action tonight. And, oh, by the way, NHL trade deadline today at 3 p.m. The Panthers, who are really struggling, they've lost 4 in a row, might be trading a few guys today. And it won't be the core, so don't worry. None of your favorite stars. They're all good. The only guy, Big Bob. Big Bob could be in a little trouble end of his contract here. So we'll see what happens there and what kind of offers they get for Big Bob. Then on top of that, the NFL is going to be real busy between now and Monday when you're allowed to start working on contracts with free agents. That is the 9th of March, which I believe is Monday. And then Wednesday, it opens up, man. You can sign guys, and the deals will be done, but you're going to know way before that where everybody's going in free agency that's coming up. Now, on top of that, we've got the World Baseball Classic, just talking about that. That's going on. The Canes going, I mean, you can't make all this stuff up. Canes going for another win tonight. What would that be? 25 wins. Is that right? 25 wins on the season. God, can't believe it.
Congrats to Alejandro, by the way, from Aventura, who took the tickets.
Good stuff.
See if we can't get some more stuff next week.
Thanks for listening, and enjoy the 2 tickets and heading down to Miami to a basketball game. By the way, tomorrow, head on down to Coral Gables, 2:00. Louisville at home. Last home game of the season, and they're going for, like I said, 20. Do you say that's all-time the most wins?
Yeah, for a regular season.
I can't believe
Crazy,
that.
right?
The guy did it in his first year.
Mm.
He didn't get all the guys he wants yet. Wait till.
Yeah, I know.
Now he knows the game now. They weren't sure about him, like he said. They didn't know a whole lot about Jay Lucas. They know about me now. Boy, so
the hottest coach in college hoops right now. They got a good shot to make a run in these 2 tournaments, man.
I'm taking.
I mean, they really do have a chance.
So you say an ACC tournament first?
So the ACC tournament they're going to play, they got the double bye, so I think they play Thursday is the first game because the championship game is Saturday.
Yeah.
And then you got selection Sunday. Now, I don't know how that bracket's going to draw, but, I'd like to see them play Duke, to be honest. I'd like to see where they
Well, there you have the biggest test in college basketball. You can find out real quickly.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to see that.
That Duke team is really good.
But, like, if you beat Louisville and you win a couple of games in the ACC tournament, you wouldn't have to worry about playing a 1 seed for probably a while in the
tournament. Yeah.
So they got a shot, man. They got a shot to make a little noise here.
I know.
They got a heck of a team.
Let's make noise tomorrow at 2:00. Oh, everybody down there makes a lot of noise and gets going. And by the way, the Heat will be coming home for the first of 4 with that Detroit game. So, man, we got all kinds of spring trainings going on here for a couple more weeks. World Baseball Classic is also taking place starting today, and 2 games were great. Well, I'll tell you what, I got a chance to. Matter of fact, the last time I went, Puerto Rico played Dominican Republic, an amazing atmosphere. Sell out. Pots and pans. I was like, wow. I've watched a lot of baseball games since I was a little kid, going to a lot of parks, but I never seen anything like this. It was that cool to see. It really, really was. So we've got all that, and we've got that league that never sleeps, man, the National Football League, and trying to figure out where, I guess the story is always quarterbacks. I guess I stopped saying that because I wasn't going to say that to Mike Flores. The story is always quarterbacks, and how many of these guys that have been cut are going to find jobs, starting jobs, how many of them will find backup jobs, because they're not quitting. None of these guys are going to quit. The only guy that might is Aaron Rodgers, and something tells me he's going to come back too.
I don't know. He wants to be left alone.
He wants to be left alone. Well, first he had to play victim yesterday. He's been a victim.
Was that serious yesterday? Like that sound? I mean, that was some of the weirdest. Like he said some weird crap.
He said he wants to look good, so his wife wants to bang him all the time.
Oh, we didn't play that one, but he did say that as well.
He said the F word too on the air.
Oh, no, he curses on that show. He loves that.
Yeah. He likes to get the people at ESPN, if they don't catch it in time, get them a little stirred up over there.
He just like, it's this whole like, I'm the victim. Like, I can't imagine why people are so obsessed with me.
How do you hit the family again? God, when will you stop with mom and dad? Please stop. In the name of moms and dads that are alive, please stop.
There were a lot of
let it go,
things.
Bro. You turned out okay. You made more money, but mom and dad didn't do that bad a job.
So there were some funny things about that soundbite yesterday. I think him saying they were flying drones over his house, probably my favorite. You buying that? Like,
no.
What does this guy think he is, man? Seriously, Taylor Swift
said he can't live on the beach in Los Angeles anymore. We'll go find another beach.
It's just too.
We got great beaches up the road. Nobody will bother you, man. There might in Fort Lauderdale, Miami Beach. We do have people down there that actually catch famous people on the beach. There, I will not lie. But go up the coast a little bit, man.
Well,
get
it's
on
tough
it.
when you're the most
And they'll
famous
leave you
person
alone.
in Los Angeles, right?
You and that make-believe wife, man, and get that thing done. That's weird, man. That's weird. Nobody's seen her yet. And he talked about her
yesterday. Did they have a wedding?
No, nobody. Those guys aren't going to ask him all that stuff.
They got to have a wedding at some point, right?
I will say this, and I know this for a fact, because one guy I do know is good friends with him. He's not sure it's real either.
Really?
It doesn't matter.
So this is an educated opinion that you've given out here, because you were first on this. That the wife was fake.
You don't need to just keep telling me I'm the first to go. I think a lot of people are going, this is kind of weird that nobody's ever seen his wife with somebody else's wife or coming out of a home or they got pictures of him all the time out in LA where he works out and lives a lot of the year.
Flying drones over his house, try to get a glimpse of her.
Apparently.
He said there was a bounty on a photo of her, right? There's a bounty, someone to get that first photo.
Man, he went hard on sympathy yesterday. Oh my God.
I get wanting to be private. There's nothing wrong with that, but like, geez, man.
By the way, you want to go private. There's some things in place you can go if you want to be private.
Well, he could retire.
Well, he said, remember he said if he retires, he's done with the media and the whole thing. That ain't going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He can't stay off the McAfee show. I don't even think he gets paid anymore.
He's got to be the weirdest. Just the weirdest NFL guy we've had.
We like to just call him a different cat, if we can. Just he flies a little bit different. He's a bird that flies a little bit different than the other birds. He's a interesting dude, man.
That stuff we played yesterday, though, that was next level. I can't wait to hear Florio. I know Florio's not a huge fan of his either.
You're just teasing me on this stuff.
Florio's going to tee off on him, isn't he?
I don't know. I don't try to guess what Mike's going to say. I really don't. I'm not going to do that. So anyway, we've got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on with the show. Am I way late again on this break?
You're a couple minutes behind. You're okay, though. Len called.
Love to talk.
Very upset.
Len.
Hey, you came in. That's half the battle.
That's it, man.
Hey, shut up.
Hey, Woody, let's go to break here. We do have more stuff. Mike Florio will join us later on the show, early 9 o'clock hour, like he has for about 15 years now. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk will get into everything. By the way, the NFL's looking at redoing their contracts. I guess they can get out of the contracts and get them redone. I'm guessing what's everybody line up and pay a lot more money again. And amazing stuff. All right. Right now, I want to tell you about Baptist Health South Florida, man. What a great sports medicine program. And I want to say this because people ask me all the time, where do the pros go when they get injured? Everybody likes to know where, all the $1 million athletes go and who takes care of them every day. And it's Baptist Health South Florida Sports Medicine Program. It's one of the top 50 sports medicine programs in the country. Enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, and the Miami Dolphins. Let's start right there. I'll see those doctors at the Miami Open working for the tournament coming up, which, by the way, is going to start in a little more than a week from now. We're going to have that after Indian Wells. Then on top of that, you have to have great specialists and team doctors, and they have them for the knee, shoulder, foot, and ankle specialist, hand specialist, back, hip, and knee replacement doctors, as well as Achilles. And then you throw in great facilities like Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, been around for a long time. Hard Rock Stadium next to the training facility of the Miami Dolphins, and 595 and Pine Island in Plantation. We like to call that Dr. Swartzen territory out there. Great doctors who care and know how to get you healthy back out playing the sports you love the most. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Been hearing from a lot of Dolphin fans, which we do year round, and I get it. Everybody kind of curious to see what John Eric Sullivan, new general manager, is thinking here, especially around the draft coming up. We think we all understand free agency. We don't have money to be big players, so it's not as important to us right now. Only thing. I know we need help everywhere. Obviously, I get it. Looks like we're going to have a brand spanking new team. We're going to have a lot of new places, a lot of new faces and new places this year coming up. I understand that. I swear I do. I don't know about taking a defensive lineman. And there might be a really good pass rushing cat. There might be some guy. All I know is it has nothing to do with John Eric Sullivan. It is a great point. Like, he doesn't care about those guys. Those aren't his. He hopes they work out. He hopes we can coach them up because they are going to be on the team. But if he's got something in his mind that's going to be better, he should take it. And I'm not sure, with everything you need at other positions, if you can draft a defensive tackle, unless it's super late. Spent last year, Kenneth Grant, first rounder. Jordan Phillips, one of your best players, actually was in and made a lot of plays, and even a third guy that you drafted in Biggers who played a lot of football too. And I'm guessing they're going to go to Austin Clark, the D-line coach, and ask him, hey, you coach the three guys. What's the upside compared to and looking at what's coming in? We just need, we are empty. We are empty on the roster right now at certain positions. Tight end. I don't even put tight end in there. I think tight end's really important. You like to have a couple good tight ends. And you may have to make that a priority because unless you're going to re-sign some of the guys you have. But I don't know, man. Defensive tackle, I'm going to run it back. And unless they just think Kenneth Grant, they're not giving up on. He's first-round pick, second year. But Jordan Phillips looks like he can play. I know we're not looking for average guys, but they're going into year two, and if there's going to be a big jump, it's going to be this year. Then I'm going to go back. I'm going to run it back with my same three guys, with Sealer in there as well. And if you want to add another veteran guy in there, I get it. You can do that on the cheap. But we're empty at a lot of positions. We are empty. Pass rushers. Whew. Pass rushers, offensive linemen, young offensive linemen. We could fill out those draft spots real easily. Cover corner at some point, and the two vets did a great job last year. We got to get a young cover corner come in. Chris couldn't figure that one out with a young guy. Hadn't been able to do that in years. So we may have to give that a run here. John Eric Sullivan may have to give that one a run here in year one. But, safeties, hell, we may, as soon as this Minka Fitzpatrick deal gets done and they trade him away, we're probably going to have to look at a safety too. So and a wide receiver. We definitely need another impact wide receiver. It's just defensive tackle with three young guys that got playing time, just thinking they're going to get better. How much better, we'll see. I'll probably leave that position alone. That's just me. And I know there's a lot of good ones. Everybody's raved about the defensive tackle class, and I'm aware of that. So you have to send me the Mel Kiper Jr. report. I truly understand that with what everybody's saying. Hey, we've got a lot of other stuff to get to here this morning, though, and plenty of time to talk about the draft and everything else. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk is going to join us coming up at 9:15, and he will get it stirred up. I don't know a lot, but Mike really is going to tell you what he thinks. And that's what we love about Mike Florio for sure. So anyway, we're going to have Mike join us like he always does here, early 9 o'clock hour. We'll have him and get into all the talk around the league right now. Aaron Rodgers, network, network executives believe the NFL wants a a new TV deals. They can get out of the deals they have right now and get them restructured, redone. And they just keep paying it, man. They keep paying it. Now you got Amazon Prime and Netflix and the rest of them. So we'll ask them about some of that stuff as well. NHL trade deadline today at 3 o'clock. Yeah, deadlines are everywhere, man. Deadlines are everywhere. And the Miami Heat tried to get another win on the road after playing last night against Brooklyn. We'll have more on all that stuff coming up here. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Kia. You always pay less to the Pricito at Doral Kia. Visit us at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Starting with Hoops and the Heat will beat the Nets by a final score of 126-110. Miami play the back end of their back-to-back tonight in Charlotte. Tip-off is at 7. The game can be heard on 104.3 FM. And tomorrow the Canes will wrap up their regular season when they host Louisville. Tip-off is at 2 from the Watsco Center. The game can be heard on QAM. Over to the Panthers, who fell to Columbus 4-2. The Cats will head to Detroit for the back end of their back-to-back. The puck drops at 7. The game can be heard on 5:60 a.m. The NHL's trade deadline is today at 3 o'clock. And the baseball, the Canes will begin a 3-game series at Boston College tonight. The first pitch is at 7 from Mark Light. The Marlins will continue spring training against the Mets. Their first pitch is at 7:10 from Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. And the World Baseball Classic gets going in Miami today. The Netherlands and Venezuela will play at noon. Nicaragua and the Dominican will play at 7 from Lone Depot Park.
How do you get hard? How do you get physical if you're not doing that?
Macaques.
What
It's
is
not
it?
Macaques. It's macaques.
It's a macaque. Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Macaque.
Macaque.
Yeah.
Macaque, like
Macaque. It'd be even more macaque in Boston. It wouldn't be macaque in Boston. Macaque.
The throw to Ayuk inside, touchdown. Samuel leading the way. Ayuk comes inside of him.
All right. Welcome back here for the 9 o'clock hour. Woody, I still laugh every time I hear that stuff. So childish.
I like the Ron McGill one.
So childish. So
remember when we
childish.
discovered that thing? Do you remember that story?
I do.
Those monkeys.
They're
were
mean. They're very mean monkeys.
They were they were breaking into people's homes in
Yeah.
Japan and
No, they're out of
eating
control.
kids and stuff.
They're
Yeah, it
out
was
of control. The
macaques.
macaques. Macaque.
That's actually what
Macaque.
they're called.
I don't know what they're called. Shut up, man. Seriously. Stop.
Those things were
So
they were out of control.
Out of
man.
control. Just really out of control.
Remember when we discovered that thing though?
I do. We
There were a
had
bunch of stuff about that.
Yeah.
This one.
Japanese macaques, or snow monkeys, are among Japan's most mythologized animals and the most adaptable. Macaques live throughout Japan.
They're everywhere. Woody, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Probably at the World Baseball Classic
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now
yeah.
over there watching Shohei. Probably a couple of them sitting back there watching behind the fans.
Those bubs, they pulled Shohei from the game.
Well, they had to.
Don't they know people have money on him winning MVP?
Well, he got off to a good start. Woody had
Yeah, he
3
only
hits
needed to
in
play,
2
yeah.
innings.
He almost had the cycle in 2 innings. He needed a triple for the cycle. And I don't know if you saw this, in the 3rd inning, he goes up to bat and the first baseman's playing right field. So he smokes one down the line and the guy just happened to be standing there.
So they've got 4 or 5 locations, and one of them's Japan. And so I mentioned this a few days ago that he went over early and he had batting practice. It was sellout for batting practice.
Mhm.
It was packed.
Yeah.
90 minutes before the game
Slammed.
today, because they want to watch
Yep.
his batting practice. Everybody here said the same thing about his batting practice was.
Well, if you were late, if you missed the 2nd inning of that game, you missed.
Yeah.
You
missed the cycle.
I got a grand slam. He had 3 hits and 5 RBIs
He's,
by the end of the 2nd inning.
He's a great show. He is Woody on a team full of great players.
Yeah.
He is clearly the star of that team. Nothing against Freddie Freeman or Mookie Betts or Hernandez or anybody else. The guy they just signed when they signed Tucker or something. They're all those guys, good players. I know you're paying them all a lot of money, but there's only one him. He is.
So it seems like the USA, though, might have the best roster for this World Baseball Classic. At least the most major league guys.
So they have a really good roster, but again, you saw what I saw the other day, and the pitcher, one of their top pitchers, was told that he can only pitch in 1 game, for a few innings. I mean, the teams are going, look, he's going. We can't stop him, but we don't want him. He's our ace of the staff. We don't want him throwing too much. Sandy Alcantara's going to be pitching, I think, for Dominican Republic, right? Is he Dominican?
So.
I think he's Dominican. Got to be careful. Some Venezuelan go, no, he's not. He's from, no, he's not. You're wrong.
Well, we got 2 games in town today. That's cool.
12 and 7 o'clock, World Baseball Classic. Hey, I got to bring this up here before we get to
what do you got?
To Michael Kotze. some people, we talk about this stuff. I shouldn't say young people don't, but we do. Raheem Mostert did something we don't hear a lot. And Raheem was part of that 2023 year, put together one of the greatest seasons we've had with touchdowns. I don't remember the numbers. We went over 1,000 yards rushing. It was unbelievable. Achane was the second guy. I think he had like 800 yards, right? Playing part-time, average like 10 yards a carry. It was phenomenal. And what Waddle and the whole thing, 29 points a game. So Raheem, they didn't have him back, and he went and played for Vegas last year as a backup. Didn't play as much. But he had said something about Mike, and we saw it. I don't think a lot of people are real happy, and Bo brings it up all the time about his style as a head coach, and wanted to be. He thought the best way to do it was that the players and coaches were all together and all the same. And I don't come from that school. I didn't grow up that way. It wasn't the same. My dad set the rules, and I came from maybe a different time of coach is always right. Even if I had a bad coach, I'd come home and bitch, and my dad would say, you do it his way. I mean, it was just the way it was. Bad teacher, didn't matter. Whatever it was, Ty would always go to the other person when it was my dad. And so I get down here and I get Don Shula, and obviously it was his way. There was he didn't call meetings. He never had team meetings with 7 or 8 of the captains and got together to go over what the schedule was going to be. He gave it to you, and that's what it was. And so Raheem brought this up. And listen, it's changed. The way you talk to players is not what it used to be. And I've had this talk with Jason Taylor, who's really interesting because Jason coaches guys tough. If you've ever watched him, the defensive line coach, pass rushing coach for University of Miami, he coaches those guys hard, but he also pats them on the back, loves them, has them over to the house, and you can do that. But coaches and players can't be. You're the head coach and you're a coordinator. You got to run the show, especially the head coach. You got to set rules. And if you don't, people are going to take advantage. Now, Raheem didn't get into all this stuff, but he now knows everybody knows what was going on. And it's just, we got a guy that's not that way in Halfley, by the way. He's got more old school than new school in him. But I understand you have to communicate. It's different that way. You know, Shula didn't tell you why he was making a move unless he wanted to tell you weren't playing very well, or he didn't like, he might say it that way, but he didn't come in to tell you, like call you in to let you know that, how things were going to be. You just kind of found out. If it was on the priority list, maybe. But I thought it was really interesting that Raheem got into this and said he was too worried about, being one of the guys. And it was a knock on Mike. If Mike's ever going to be a head coach again, he's got to learn day one. You just can't. You can't be cool like one of the guys. You can't dress like them. You just can't. You can't go back. And because at some point, they don't play well, and you got to make tough, cold decisions because football's that's it. You don't produce. You can only put up with it for so long. Like his relationship, from what I understand, was not good at the end with Tua. After he said, hey, I got to bench him, man. You're not playing well. You can't be the guy and hugging him and giving him a kiss on the field and then turn, And today I was talking to a softball coach, and you got to run your program, man. And listen, I know parents are a lot more involved at every level, college and high school, and want to know why their kids, and my kid needs the ball more. But at the end of the day, you got to run your own deal, man. If you got to lose players, and it's just this thing about players making sure everybody's happy is a bunch of bull doo-doo. I mean, you put a guy in charge, his goal is to win games. Trust me. You may not like who plays or what the play is called or certain things, but that's the way it is. Anyway, I don't know why I had to do that, but hey, we got Mike Flora going to join us coming up here in just a couple of minutes from Pro Football Talk. Stay with us.
The daily topics on WQAM are sponsored by Plumbers 519.
Heat and Panthers.
2000 Toyotas on sale, one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 in Hollywood, and Sheridan, ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, thank you, Woody. It's time for Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. And, Mike, it just never goes away. I'm actually starting to get a little tired of it because we talk so much about Tua, and if they cut him or if they can get something for him or would take a first-round pick thrown in or what would be the best place for him to go. I do think it's going to happen for sure that he is going to get released, Mike. I just don't see anybody with this big, fat contract coming in to trade for it. How do you think this thing ends, Mike?
I think he is going to be released. I just think it's going to be too hard to get the right landing spot, the right compensation. It's basically a Brock Osweiler trade. That was the deal that was done 9 years ago when the Texans sent a $16 million guarantee and a second-round pick to the Browns. We kind of saw it with the Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff trade. The Rams stuck an extra first-round pick in there so that the Lions would take the Goff guarantees off their hands. It's just going to be a difficult thing to do. And I could see a blend where a new team takes him and pays some of it. The Dolphins pay the rest, and they get a second or a third-round pick. I could see something like that. Because what you're doing at that point is you are basically buying a draft pick.
Right.
The Dolphins are giving you a draft pick, and you're taking on money for a player you don't want on the team. The deeper question is this. The Browns clearly didn't want Brock Osweiler. It was just a business transaction. Is there a team out there that wants Tua? And, we were kicking around the options earlier today, and Atlanta intrigues me given the weapons they have offensively. There won't be an issue with the coach saying, I don't want a shorter quarterback because he had Dylan Gabriel last year and started in multiple games. You've got great weapons, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, great offensive line, good enough. Defense, up and coming. So I don't see many fits, though, beyond the Falcons. And the Falcons alone know whether or not they want him. And the wild card there, and it's not all that wild, it's direct, it's on the letterhead. Matt Ryan's the head of football operations, and he's a 6'5" former NFL quarterback, and he may look at guys like Kyler Murray, Tua Tagovailoa, Baker Mayfield, whoever, and say, nope, not my quarterback.
Yeah, it's because Tua did have a good game, one of the few good games he really did have. I think he had 4 touchdowns against Atlanta up there. They beat him up pretty good. So I don't know if any of that stuff comes into play. You do think he will play next year? Would you be shocked if I said he's going to start some games? Because I do think Atlanta or Minnesota is the best location for him to go to.
I think that when you consider how this will go, and this happened with Russell Wilson 2 years ago, it's going to happen with Kyler Murray, and I think it'll happen with Tua. When you've got that big guarantee, you can go somewhere for the 1 year minimum. For Tua, it would be $1.3 million. Dolphins pay the rest. My math is rarely correct, but I believe it would be $52.7 million that the Dolphins would pay him to play for someone else. Becomes an attractive option on your depth chart. And then the question becomes, based on where he goes, even if he's the backup, we see plenty of backups play. We see plenty of opportunities. Atlanta,
right.
They need somebody until Michael Penix Jr. is healthy, and I'm not sure they even know what to make of him and what his long-term plan is. The Vikings have J.J. McCarthy. The Cardinals, if they don't get Malik Willis, although there's a growing sense that that's where he's headed. So there's a way that the dominoes fall that Tua plays next year. He's not done. I just think it's a hard sell to a fan base. I was saying this earlier as well. Because it took the Dolphins so long to snap out of it with Tua, I think it makes it harder for other fan bases to say, this is the guy we want. And I think more fans are going to be inclined to say, oh, God, no, and roll their eyes at the possibility. But, we've seen Tua do some good things. And maybe he does get, in a new scenario, the kind of fresh start that we've seen from Sam Darnold and Geno Smith and other guys who have gone through teams that were dysfunctional and still are dysfunctional. And even though, the Dolphins don't land in that same category as the Jets, because they did get some good things out of Tua, enough to give him a contract they never should have given him, there's a chance he can go somewhere else and he can have a good second act.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out because I think everybody, with everything going on down here, that's all a lot of people are talking about. So I got to ask you this one. I watched Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show. It's one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen, playing that victim card lack of privacy, even got another shot at mom and dad in there. I mean, he was at his best. For a guy that said he was going away and didn't know and he was going to be done with the media, and somehow he pops back up again. What do you think of his performance before we get into Aaron Rodgers coming back for football?
At this point, it's so predictable. I would be surprised if he acted any differently than what we're used to seeing. He thrives on his privacy. He's committed to his privacy. When I'm done playing, I'm going to disappear. Then why are you talking now?
Right.
But, right? You know, he's not selling anything. He doesn't know some deal with McDonald's where he's helping him sell that hamburger and he, pulls the thing out and takes an awkward bite of it, right? Like, there's no reason for him to go on Pat McAfee's show if he truly is committed to his privacy. And if he means what he says when he's done playing, he's going to disappear. And basic logic tells me if he is telling the truth when he says that he's going to disappear when he's done playing, the fact that he hasn't disappeared tells me he's not done playing. I'm not capable of many high-level mental gymnastics. Don't put me on the IQ pommel horse, but I can at least discern from his comment, when I'm done, you'll never see me again. If we still see you, you must not be done.
Yeah. Hey, so you think Steelers, they're not going to sit back and wait for like another 3 months and ask him, call him every week and go, what do you think? Are you coming back or not? They can't be doing it again.
Well, we got to think about what happened last year. Now, Mike Tomlin's not there, but last year we got into free agency and he wanted to go to Minnesota. Kevin O'Connell later acknowledged he did have communications with Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers entered free agency supposedly wanting to bring back either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. Now, I think they did want to bring back Justin Fields, but they wanted Justin Fields on their own terms. Once he signed with the Jets, they never brought up Russell Wilson's name again.
Right.
So it just kind of worked out. It was one of those things like, what, could this work? Hey, this could work. He went there on Friday, the 21st of March, and stayed like 6 or 7 hours. And I think that's the day that they decided we're going to do this. But it's less of a distraction if he's not under contract and signs right before the mandatory minicamp than if he signs and doesn't show up for any of the offseason program and arrives for the mandatory minicamp. So they knew what he was going to do. This is different. This is like, he made a point of saying he's a free agent. Will another team call him? Will the Vikings be receptive? Is there another team out there that's thinking about Aaron Rodgers? When he talked about it late in the regular season, he had that wry smile and said, I may have an option or two. And we'll see. And, will the Steelers say no? Well, let's say Justin Fields gets cut. They owe him $10 million. No one's paying Justin Fields more than $10 million.
Nope.
So what if the Steelers get Justin Fields for $1.2 million, $1.3 million for the minimum? Would they say, you know what? Let's just do this. So they say they're content to wait for him. I don't know why they are. Joe, there's no other team that is even whispering,
right,
man, we got to get this 4-time MVP. This is an all-time great. He's not the guy he used to be. And I just think also, and I had people email yesterday, why did you spend so much time talking about Aaron Rodgers? Because he went on Pat McAfee's show and talked for an hour and 20 minutes. That's why. He gave us plenty of things to talk about.
Boy, did he.
Talked about him.
Including looking good for his wife. Jeez.
Yeah. He said my wife more than Borat. So I mean, we wouldn't have talked about him at all. And
right.
A producer for PFT Live had another comment from Rodgers on Wednesday in the rundown about talking about Mike McCarthy. I said, take that out. I don't want to talk about him anymore. We'll talk about him when he signs or when he gives us a reason to talk. But it really is weird. He's one of these guys who wants attention, but he wants to act like he doesn't want attention. So he creates these bizarre mysteries, like with his wife. He doesn't understand why all the paparazzi is chasing him around.
That's stupid.
He's created this mystery where he's married to someone and no one knows who it is. And no one outside of a very tight circle has seen her. And he wonders why people are curious. And usually the people who want attention on their own terms at least create the impression they're seeking attention. He has perfected this move where he wants attention, but he makes it look like he's not seeking attention. But he does it in a way that naturally piques curiosity. And then he's surprised when people are curious.
Hey, Mike, I got to flip it over, man. I was surprised to see this on Pro Football Talk today. Network executives believe NFL wants new TV deals. Is that getting ready to happen? Do you see that? You must got that from a pretty good source if that thing looks like it's
no. The NBC doesn't tell me anything for good reason. But this was a report from John Orand, who covers sports business and sports media. He had it in his Thursday night newsletter on Puck, which if you're in the business, it's an indispensable source. But there have been so many little reports, like a little piece here, a little piece there, a little piece there. Something's happening. We're moving towards something. And the way the current contracts work, they run through 2033, but the league has an out after 2029. And the moment we saw the kind of numbers the NBA might get and is now getting, they're tearing up those last 4 years. The question is, when do they swoop in advance of 2029? And Orand believes, based upon his reporting, based upon what network executives believe, the league wants to get all these deals in place by 2026. And I don't think it's going to be a classic extension where, as of 2030, the new deals kick in. I think they want to rip these deals up. I think they're pissed about what the NBA is getting, and they want to rip them up, and they want to redo them. And, Joe, I think it all ties together with the 18-game season, too, because we're going to have a new NFLPA executive director by the 18th of March, I believe. And I reported a couple of weeks ago, the reason there isn't a Super Bowl date picked for 2028 in Atlanta is because the league is holding open the possibility of an 18th regular season game that would push the Super Bowl back a week. Because by now you'd have a date. You got to have the convention center, you have the hotels.
Right.
We're less than 2 years removed from the Atlanta Super Bowl, and they don't know what day it's going to be on. That's significant. I think they're going to swoop in. They're going to try to jam through a CBA, and then you can go to the table with 18 games, not 17 games. You've got 288 regular season games, not 272, and you can ask for more. And I think they're going to try to. They're not going to try to rock the rim. They're going to try to bust the backboard in comparison to what the NBA got.
Mike, what are you thinking as far as what for NBC to jump back in on a Sunday night package or anybody else? Are we talking about doubling the money? Are you talking about 50% more? What do you think?
I think somewhere between 50 and 100. And I think what they're going to do, and this is just my interpretation of all the reporting I've seen, I think they're going to, and John Orand is reading the tea leaves this way. They're going to go with CBS first, and then I think they're going to go to Fox. And once they redo the deals with the primary Sunday afternoon over the air, the exclusive Sunday afternoon over the air broadcast packages, that's when I think they're going to put not just a thumb on the scale. They're going to put both hands and both elbows on the scale for the primetime packages. That's what I think is going to happen. And they're going to jack up the price. I think Amazon's going to make a run at Sunday night, and NBC could lose that property. Now, where it gets interesting is, if they want to tear up the deals and replace them right now, NBC's got a contract for Sunday Night Football through the end of the 2029 season. So NBC would have to be willing to give up Sunday night prematurely. But maybe it would be the shift after 29 and, other terms take over between now and then. But I think they're going to go CBS and Fox, and then they're going to get to the primetime package. And at some point, the NFL is going to be indirectly negotiating with itself because it owns 10% of ESPN, which is just awkward. 10 cents of every dollar that ESPN pays to the NFL for Monday Night Football is going to come out of the NFL's pocket. It's just a weird, incestuous relationship that's been created by the NFL selling NFL Network to ESPN and taking in return 10% equity position in ESPN.
Well, I got to tell you, that Sunday night package, I tell you, to me, it's and I'm not saying it because you're part of it, Mike. That thing is, it seems to get great games. It's a great way to close it out. The ratings, the whole deal has just been so good. I'd be amazed if NBC didn't stay in that package, but I do know money talks, obviously.
Money talks. I was just going to say that money talks. Cue the AC/DC guitar riff. Money talks, baby.
Yeah, there's no question. Hey, real quickly before I let you go, Malik Willis, who the Dolphins know as well as anybody, you and I have talked about that before. Do you believe that number could really be $30 million, or is that just agent talk for a guy that hasn't done that much in this league? could get that to be an Arizona quarterback?
Well, last year, Sam Darnold got $33.5 million after winning 14 games. Malik Willis has 6 career starts.
Right.
His performances with Tennessee weren't great, but his last 2 years with the Green Bay have been spectacular. Spectacular. And a GM told me last week at the Combine, 20 to 25 sounds right. If you've got teams competing and you can structure it in a way, and we've seen this with many contracts. We saw it with Tyreek Hill's initial contract with the Dolphins. You can do a fugazi back-end year that is never going to be honored by the team that jacks up the total average. You know, you can do 20, 20, 20, and 60, and then you get a 4-year, and I'm being overly simplistic, but you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you do 20, 20, 20,
Right.
60, or 25, 25, 25, 45, you've got a 4-year, $120 million deal, so it's $30 million a year, but it's really 25 because by the time we get to year 4, we're going to rip it up. So it could be 30 on paper, and that's good for the agent. The agents love this time of year because they puff up their deals. They give the inflated deal information to the insiders who race to Twitter to try to beat each other. They never ask any questions. It drives me crazy. And let me get on my soapbox just for 5 seconds. The usual suspects, when it comes to NFL insiders, will deliberately provide you false information. They know it's false. They know it's puffed up. They know it's not accurate, but they will do it because he who hesitates has lost. And if you don't race to Twitter and post that information about a contract, even though it's not true, if you don't do it, someone else will. It's a sad, and it's, you know, look, in the grand scheme of things, it's really no big deal. But for those of us who pride ourselves on being truthful with the audience, these folks are going to be lying to the audience left and right, all in the name of being first, even though the information they have isn't 100% accurate.
Right. Mike, that's a great way to finish it up right there, my man. I know you've had a busy couple of weeks. Thank you so much for coming on. Have a great weekend.
All right. See you, buddy.
All right. Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. Hey, we're going to go to break here. We're not done, man. Chris Perkins, Sun Sentinel Dolphins columnist, joins us next.
The Joe Rose Show is